Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. What's up, guys? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing very well. We'll see how this goes. I don't know about you guys, but oh boy, I am feeling the effects of a trial week. That's one way I can state it. I am feeling those effects. I am tired, but I am here. Whew. Okay, here we go. Just getting my windows arranged. What's up, Kalea? How you doing? What happened to my big nose? It's right here. Same one. Okay, guys. So I have this written as Trash Talk Thursdays. This is an interesting day. We don't really have specific, I don't really have big topics today. But I have a bunch of little topics, little shit topics, little shit posty topics. We've got a bunch of little things to go through. Some of them should make us laugh. Some of them might make us angry, I guess, if you get angry at things. But most of all, we're here to have a good time. And then we're here to wrap up. And then I get to go to bed because I have to get up in the morning. No trial tomorrow. Oh, yeah, you get to sleep in. Oh, by the way, yeah. You and I have... We've got dentist appointments in the Twin Cities. Wait, what? I got to go to the dentist. I got to drive 2 hours. Yeah, we got to leave at 9. Fuck! If the audio is out of sync, just refresh. What up, Mike Krigla? How you doing, man? Saw you there in the chat. Sucks for you. Wrong, bitch. Sucks for you. You know why? Because I'm going to refer you to my new best friend, Eddie Kim. And he can write an article about you and make some tweets about how mad you are in the manosphere. That's right, you bitch. That's right. Can't believe these toxic men in the manosphere. Oh, shit. We are going to go into all of this stuff. But first, I just have to give a big shout out to yesterday and my guest, Brandon Herrera, the AK guy. That was an absolute joy to have him on the show. Wait, what's up? Why are you so mad? Okay. Like a ladybug stuff. Yeah. Are you okay? It hurt. Are you okay? A little. Do you need help? And it's because I turned off Jane's tablet. So it was screens off. Okay. Do you need help? Do you need a hug? Come here. Okay. Are you all better? Yeah. Okay, calm down. Go back to bed. There's violence in the household. There is violence in the household. It's okay. You see, oh, excuse me. 3 of my kids were doing one last round of a race. And then one of them was like, no, it's bedtime, and turned off another one's iPad. So then the other one threw a stuffed animal, a stuffed ladybug to be specific, and it hit her in the face. And she's barely okay. So, but I think she's going to pull through. So thank goodness. But anyway, Brandon Herrera, the AK guy, was on last night. He was great. Really enjoyed talking to him. The show went way too late, and I've had no fucking sleep at all. And I cannot wait. Sleep tonight will be blissful and magical. Okay. All right. But yeah. So we are going to fuck you, Tom. We're going to talk about these things, and we're going to get started at first with this. We'll pull this up. Here we go. We're going to start here, and we're just going to start moving through like shit in a loose colon. I don't know what that means, but I think you get the visual. Here we go. So I had a tweet to this Eddie Kim X, who did an article about me. Did I show this? I don't think I did, but maybe I did. Or did I just talk about it? Here we go. So this is from Eddie Kim. Okay, I did not. Good. Let's take a peek at this magazine. This is Mel Magazine. Do you know what Mel Magazine is? Let's see. Is there an about page here? Oh shit, can't cover that. Or can't look at that. So, is there a fucking about page on this? Okay, so here's how I can best explain this, because there's not like an about page where I could just tell, like, we could just read what weird fucking shit this is. This is a men's magazine if men were women. Folder on the bottom right. Oh, there it is. Shit. There's no playbook for how to be a guy. So at Mel, we're trying to figure out how to live without one. A lifestyle and culture magazine, we cover sex, relationships, health, money, work, and culture from a male point of view, even though we're not all male and aren't even entirely sure what male should mean anymore. We tell stories that no one else is telling, share perspectives that no one else is considering, and illuminate people that no one else would even think to seek out. We also talk about dicks a lot. Thanks for reading. We're trying our best. Founders Michael Dublin, Josh Scholmeyer, executive editor Lindsay Schrupp, Isabel Kahn, Allison Lewis. You should start noticing an issue here. Brian Jones. We got a bunch of staff writers. Editors, writers at large, writers. So here we go. So this is what this is. This is what this is. Their sections, they have culture, entertainment, health, relationships, money, food, wellness, video, NSFW, which has sex, porn, and Tasha Rain. So you can tell. Most importantly, they have an article that has me in it. which will probably be the most clicks this magazine gets today. But that being said, Dispatches from the Manosphere by Eddie Kim. Johnny Depp, men's rights hero. That's because he told a woman what to do with his hands. Large swaths of the manosphere are portraying Depp's defamation case against his ex-wife, Amber Heard, as an existential moment for men everywhere. That's right. Johnny Depp suing Amber Heard is literally about the existence of men. That's it. Men were like, fuck, I don't even know how to exist without this trial. I don't know what to do. My existence as a man depends on Johnny Depp suing that bitch into the ground. It's the first week. Now, this was written 2 weeks ago, so to be fair. First week of the $50 million defamation trial of Johnny Depp, who is suing his ex-wife Amber Heard over claims that she was repeatedly assaulted and abused over the course of their relationship, over her claims. This is an ugly case with evidence of toxic, violent behavior from both parties. Both parties. Who met on the set of The Rum Diary, is the actual pronunciation, in 2009, tied the knot in 2015. It took just over a year for the relationship to fracture from constant conflict. Depp claims Heard was a violent, possessive instigator who got him blacklisted from Hollywood when she wrote a Washington Post op-ed in 2018 detailing her accusations. Heard, meanwhile, claimed she feared for her life because of Depp's alleged behavior, especially when the star was drunk and high, which was always. Yeah, A-Wig says, if Depp is a men's rights hero, how do I forfeit my rights? Apt question. Apt fucking question. But for large swathes of the manosphere, the Depp trial isn't merely a fascinating look into the complicated nature of domestic violence and volatile relationships, which, by the way, that's actually not what the Depp trial is at all. The Depp trial is a question of celebrity defamation, and that is the fascination. It is a question of just what you can do, what you can destroy, how close to the truth you have to be to ruin someone, or how far away from the truth you are while ruining someone and still maintaining your ability to do so. But okay. Instead, many observers who are obsessed with the loss of men's rights and blame feminism for worsening their lives are portraying Depp's fight as an existential moment for men as a whole. In their eyes, Depp isn't merely a target of assumptions and false narratives. He is the vanguard in the war against women who hate men and pretend to be victims. Oh, in that way, Depp is being weaponized by the manosphere, most notably by men's rights activists, in order to paint a picture of how American society chooses to believe women, even when they're liars. His trial fits neatly into a tapestry of claims that men are under attack, woven alongside clumsy narratives about false rape accusations and mothers lying to block children from their fathers. Oh my God. No wonder there's an energized web of right-wing YouTubers, influencers, and social media posters who are following the trial live, leveraging the drama for clout while proselytizing on the injustice of mass misandry in the post-Me Too age. Okay. All right. So we got it. We got a tug tweet, but we've got more important than anything is me being mentioned. I am the center of attention. It's perfect for anyone who creates content around conservative talking points like Hollywood elitism, cancel culture, or the harms of feminism and wokeness. That includes content creators like Minnesota lawyer Nick Rekieta. Wait, what? Okay. All right, you're right. I'm definitely not covering the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial because I basically revolutionized how trial coverage is done on the internet and actually in popular media. And by the way, uh, it's it's like the biggest fucking trial in the world. It the numbers, like ignore the numbers that I'm drawing. The numbers in general on this trial have blown Kyle Rittenhouse so far out of the fucking water that it's insane. Law and Crime streaming to 300, 400, 500,000 live viewers during shit boring testimony. I mean, it's unreal how many people are tuned into this trial. But I'm covering it because of Hollywood elitism. Which Johnny Depp is Hollywood, by the way. Like Hollywood elitism didn't do this. Cancel culture or the harms of feminism and wokeness. Johnny Depp is probably feminist and woke. Well, was. He probably was feminist and woke. Let's see. That includes, so lawyer Nick Rekieta, who is streaming the trial to his nearly 350,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm happy to report we are at 367,000 now. Is that where we are? Let's see. Oh, are we there yet? 366,946. Damn close. Damn close. While providing live commentary and insights on Twitter. Then he puts a Tug tweet. So, okay, I guess. He'll join forces with Rekieta Media, someone I fully endorse as knowing the stakes of a trial like this on victims and men's rights and beyond. So I guess Tug mentioned men's rights, but again, victims' rights are important here. Johnny Depp appears to be the victim of spousal abuse. I mean, that seems to be pretty fucking obvious, but okay. He's joined by such like-minded thinkers as That Umbrella Guy, Hey There, whose YouTube accounts, for perspective, highlights a video of how Jordan Peterson wrecks Marvel with his intellectual might. Why is that perspective on like, again, what is this? What is happening? And Yellow Flash, which I guess, who recently posted commentary on how the Depp trial will destroy the Hollywood agenda. Umbrella, for one, has been making repeated claims that Heard and her simps targeted their content with takedown notices and champion how he and other men's rights allies are willing to be unbiased in the face of social pressure. Wait, where where's Tug claiming to be unbiased? Where is that? Has anybody seen Tug make a claim of being unbiased in the Johnny Depp trial? I don't get it. The narrative of speaking truth to power by blaming Heard, cancel culture. Imagine you have like everybody to write about on this thing, and you write about me, Tug, and Yellow Flash. Like, does this guy mad about Flashcast or something? Is he just some guy fan, maybe? I'm not like, I can't figure out how would we come into this picture? Like, this is really specific. Tug, me, and Yellow Flash. Like it doesn't, it's such a weird thing. So many people are covering this and have similar opinions that we do. I mean, like Emily Baker streaming this trial. I think she's largely on Johnny's side. I don't want to label her. Legal Bites in the panel, largely on Johnny Depp's side. Fuck everybody I've seen comment. Everybody I've seen comment on this is on Johnny Depp's side, except for a couple weirdos on Twitter. Read my Twitter comments. Which one? Well, of course he left out Legal Bites and Emily Baker, right? He has to do that because they don't have dicks. I don't think. I'm pretty sure. I guess I haven't checked, and I'm not intent on doing so. But I just had to. Although we do have more on a different dick related story later. Holy cats. The narrative of speaking truth to power by blaming herd, cancel culture, and feminism is upheld by their fans. Hey, by the way, Kiernoth got noticed as well. If you're out there, Kiernoth, fucking congrats. You made the big leagues. In one way, including in the live chat for the trial, one typical comment. Typical comment. This motherfucker. I mean, like, I can't. Here we go. So my stream today had 62,551 messages. 62,551. Okay. My stream yesterday, 76,141 messages. My stream the day before, 88,075 messages. How are we getting less interactivity each day? That doesn't make sense. The one before that, 66,364 messages. A typical comment, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of comments, and you're going to pick a typical one. What's he say? Observes that the kind of crap Johnny put up with from an abusive mother and abusive ex-wife was set up because of the disproportional focus on female suffering. They add, look up men's rights movements. That is not a typical comment. Oh, Jesus. So Yellow Flash has the Johnny Depp trial is bigger than Depp. I don't care about his stupid Trump statement. What I care about is destroying the believe all women with no evidence narrative. That matters. Men's rights matter. Yellow Flash says the men's rights thing. Okay, so he and Tug both are talking about the men's rights. Other entities, including the UK-based fathers' rights group Fathers for Justice, have latched on to the Depp trial in order to prove their point about the alleged systemic ignorance of male suffering in all kinds of venues, not just divorce court. Their newest campaign depicts a dead-eyed herd standing for a mugshot, holding an edited image of the words, "This is what a domestic abuser looks like." Break the silence, end the stigma, the tagline urges. Yeah, it actually kind of is pretty fucking important for people to understand, like, because I don't know, maybe it is just because no one ever tells kids, young men, adolescent boys, teenage boys, young men, and then even, slightly less young men, that they can actually be fucking abused. And the entire society tells men to suffer in fucking silence, like, get over it. You didn't get your break. Oh, well, go to work. Oh, sorry. You ran out of gas and you can't miss work. So you have to, I don't know. You have to run somewhere, catch a bus. You have to leave early. You have to borrow. You have to get some friend to get you somewhere just so you can get to fucking work. You can't take the day off. You can't do anything. You don't get you don't get maternity leave in this country or anything like that. By the way, not that I think men should. I don't think men should be automatically granted paternity leave or anything like that. I don't think women should either. Fuck you. Get back to work. But but it's like, only because our entire lives, no one ever tells guys, like, by the way, you actually can be beat and it's not acceptable. Like, no one tells them that. Like, you have to deal with a lot of shit in your life, but if some fucking harpy is beating you and making your life miserable and trying to get you to kill yourself on the daily, you don't actually have to do anything. You don't have to respect her. You don't have to. Like, it's okay. You can just say fuck you and leave. I mean, don't go bitching about it. Just fucking leave. Just go. Just, why are you still there? What are you doing? Sitting there beating you, treating you like a pile of shit. Just walk away. Watch what happens when the paycheck leaves. It'll be great. You'll find yourself with so much more money and time and not being beaten and berated and belittled. But you don't have to be dramatic about it. You don't have to like go online and start a fucking diary. Just leave. But anyway, this rhetoric has been building for years on mainstream sites like Reddit, but also Incel and MRA hubs on the forums of Poll.co, Incel.is. This exists? What is Incel.is? One thread on Reddit from 2019. From 2019! Motherfucker, this is 3 years on. Claims that the Johnny Depp case speaks for thousands and thousands of those who actually ended up in prison for having done nothing but be part of a sexist legal system controlled by feminists. A claim that doesn't hold water when you consider the trends happening inside prisons. What does this even say? What does this even fucking say? Tracking women's state prison growth. Are you fucking kidding me? Because this is the prototypical soy-based argument on this. Well, more women are going to prison, therefore men are not going to prison for false accusations of domestic violence. Oh, I guess. Wait, what? In 35 states, women's population numbers have fared worse than men's. Okay. All right. Like, what does that have to do with the fact that men who are accused falsely of domestic violence can end up in prison and have for, I don't know, forever, for fucking decades and decades and decades. And let's not forget that like this believe women shit has a strong overlap with racial history in this country, like Emmett Till or whatever. Several other lynchings occurred because of a black man's alleged involvement with a white woman, which was based solely on the words of the white woman saying that he raped her, when there's now plenty of instances that have been uncovered where maybe rape wasn't what was happening there. Maybe she just wanted to gobble the D a little bit on her own. And all of a sudden, you know, then a guy's, by the way, stupid move. Look, I know that white lady's got the good, but you should stay away. Not because like, you know, not because the lynching is, and that's a bad thing. Let's be very fucking clear. But I mean, you had to know it was going to happen. Not a good plan. Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird is a book that was written about this forever ago. So let's see. A claim that doesn't hold water when you consider the trends happening inside prisons, nor the fact that the criminal justice system is controlled by a disproportionate number of old white men. That has nothing to do with the fact that those old white men have been favoring the words of women, and women have been disproportionately treated in the justice system under their control for the whole time. Like that, again, like these are unrelated to the facts of the matter. Another thread from the subreddit of Our Men's Rights claims that media bias always turns society against innocent men, many of whom lack the resources to fight back. Oh, wait. So, okay. When is this thread from? 3 years ago? This reply on a thread perfectly explains the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case. We live in a time when even Hollywood actors face domestic abuse and the actual abuser becomes the victim because of the media bias towards women. Why are you writing about this as if this is new? Okay. Did he just like throw Johnny Depp into Reddit and see cherry pick the? Yes. Yes, he did. Okay. Got it. All right. Because you think you could find something similar within the past, I don't know, 2 weeks. So here we go. Stevie J Raw. I don't know who that is. He's got a video. Oh, he's a men's rights activist. Is Stevie J Raw a man or a woman? I know that's unpopular to figure out. Should have archived the article instead of giving them a clip. I don't care. No, I want them. I want them to get as many clicks as possible on this article from me. It's my gift. This is my benevolence to them. Like this thing isn't going to get read if I don't do it. There's little doubt that Johnny Depp himself was victimized in his relationship and fights with Heard. Wait, then what's your fucking problem? He did encounter a wave of harsh public scrutiny after her claims in the Washington Post, even if she didn't name him in that piece. And he did disappear from Hollywood for some time in the aftermath, although it's nigh impossible to prove whether he was really blacklisted. I mean, bro. The only things Johnny Depp has been in since the allegations have been from his own studio. That's it. Let's see. In the broader picture, it's also true that domestic violence does impact men. Yes, we know. Who often will not report being assaulted due to personal shame and fear that people who will belittle or discredit their... Listen to this men's rights activist. Discredit their experience because of their gender. But treating Depp's case as a smoking gun that modern society hates men isn't good for nuance. Who fucking cares if it's good for nuance? Like, again, I don't think this is really about these large gender issues. I think they exist here, but I think, to me, this case is about whether or not you can even defame someone who's a public figure. Like, can it even be done? And can they get recourse? Like, is it even possible to make these lawsuits work in the modern age with the internet and how that fucking plays out? That's what I'm curious about. The fact that it contains these issues makes it interesting. Very, very interesting. Because I think that these issues happen to play in a large part of some of these types of cases. I think there are many such cases of men getting canceled by women. And I think that the defamation aspect is the really interesting thing. But I mean, we're conflating the comparatively rare occurrence where a public figure male is canceled by women, which seems to happen a lot. But when you consider like the actual breadth of gender-based violence against men from female perpetrators, where the men are not believed or even accused by the females who are committing the violence. Like, when you compare the instances of that, which is broad and common, versus the instances where a male celebrity or a male public person gets taken down by some angry female with a false allegation, it's not even fucking close. Like, they're technically not even related. One's an anomaly. Just because it seems to happen a lot, and it only seems to happen where men are getting canceled. Because if you look at like Asia Argento, for example, in her abuse of an underage boy, like nothing happened to her, whereas a whole bunch of shit happens to men with some level of regularity. It's still exceedingly rare just because it's regular. We only hear about it because it's high profile. But it's one case every so often. And I mean, this Johnny Depp case technically happened in 2018, 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago. But whereas the other stuff, again, it's happening constantly all around us. I don't see them as there's overlap on the Venn diagram, but I don't see it as this massive things for men's rights. It's a big question for falsely accused people who want to recover under a theory of defamation. What does it look like? What does it take? What does it cost? What do you have to do? How do you get it into court? What theories work? What arguments function? What facts do you need? Or even rooted in objective consideration of gendered violence. It's just the next overture in a performative show about male suffering, and the manosphere has proven incredibly adept at using these overtures to build up a conspiratorial ideology about the world around us. Dude, it's not a conspiratorial ideology. It's just the reality of how men have developed throughout the 20th century in the West. That's just how it is. As the West makes conscious efforts to shift away from ideas of patriarchal. You think men are getting canceled in Saudi fucking Arabia? Oh, he gender violenced me. Well, get on the bed. You're getting burned, bitch. Like this isn't happening in heavy patriarchal countries. This isn't happening. So we have the West, who's making concerted efforts to stray away from things like patriarchy and to push for gendered equality and stuff like that, and have been for some time, right? We instituted women's voting in the 19th Amendment in what, like 1921, something like that. I can't remember the date. Early 1900s, right before the country had the. When was the 19th Amendment? Let's get the facts right on this. Wait, God damn it. 19th Amendment. Trying to get what year this was. 1920. Oh yeah, right before the Great Depression. Okay, the jokes write themselves. I mean, come on. So anyway, whew, whew. But we've been for a long time now. We've been pushing towards gender equality. But what does that meant? That meant that men who throughout history bore the burden of the various sufferings like war, labor, the risks of hunting and gathering, the toils of agriculture, largely, you know, the more dangerous professions typically borne by men throughout all of history. But kind of a trade off throughout all of history was a patriarchal system where, since the men were involved in, I don't know, literally fucking taking over the countries that they were occupying, the land that they claimed was claimed by men and not women, they had more of a say in society because they had the swords, the spears, the numbers, the training, the camaraderie, the butt sex. All of those things were you know, those were male institutions, and women didn't have comparable institutions in many of those cultures. Now, as you move away from that, the things that hover around as you move towards gender equality, the things that are sticky are gender roles. So men still take on the risk. They are still disproportionately represented in the military, specifically in the combat fields of the military, in police, in firefighting, in search and rescue, in you know, underwater oil rigging, in deep sea fishing, in all of the more in oil fields in general, in all of the more dangerous occupations, men are disproportionately represented. That used to come with patriarchy. It doesn't anymore. And, you know, whatever your opinion on the merits of that or the wisdom of that or whatever doesn't really matter. It's true, though, that men have borne all of these burdens, but we're actively pushing to give women power. And so it's men's suffering has been a persistent thing. Men suffering disproportionately in various ways. Look at the fucking suicide rates, for example. Look at the incarceration rates. Look at the military death rates. They're real. I mean, they're real issues. Again, I don't think Johnny Depp and Amber Heard has fucking much to do with this at all. You're talking about an actor, a charmed life by any stretch of the imagination. Now, of course, if you go to his childhood, it's fucked up, but anyone who achieves $650 million, has a private fucking island, flies all over the place, and is constantly attended to by security and drivers, I mean, they've made some success in their life. Johnny Depp is not the suffering man. Johnny Depp was not working 16 hours in a coal mine, right, to provide for his family that he's desperately hoping one of them will not die in their young age, right? Like, that's not what Johnny Depp was doing. He's not being the suffering male. They're unrelated issues. The only thing that's related is the ability in the West of a woman to accuse a man with basically zero evidence and be believed above the man. Anyway, in that way, Depp and Heard's trial fits neatly alongside moral panics about fathers' rights. Fathers' rights are not at issue in this case. I don't think anybody's even talking about fathers' rights in the Johnny Depp case, or bizarre fights about ladies' night promotions. What? All of which is ladies' night promotions are great for men, by the way. Are men complaining about ladies' night? That's when bars intentionally bring in more chicks for guys to try and fuck. Like, that's the whole point of ladies' night. Like, I'm not autistic. I understand this. Does everybody else? Like, they're giving those women free drinks. That's not fair. Dude, you were going to buy the drink. They saved you the money. Like, go. I don't get it. I go identify as a woman and get your free drink, fucker. So confused. I'm so confused about life. All of which is used to argue that society is irreversibly biased. I mean, society is irreversibly biased in several directions, in several ways at all times. It is a siren song compelling a vanguard of obsessive men to fight on the front lines, rebuking every privilege they have as men and blaming everyone else for being brainwashed. Okay. It is the same philosophy that leads young people to believe that inceldom is an inherently positive revolutionary force in the face of Stacys and Chads corrupting the natural balance of things. This man is writing about inceldom, y'all. I just want to point out, nice denim shirt. Oh! Beta. Oh, come on, man. You got to stop. You got to stop. Oh boy. Whew. Okay. Oh. Okay, he did reply to me. Or he retweeted me here. The law guy who is furiously commentating on the Johnny Depp case for clicks is mad that I mentioned him in one sentence that implies correctly that he hangs out with a bunch of alt-right and MRA types. Anyway, read my piece for yourself. Mad? Dude, I was laughing at you the entire time. I was laughing at you with my tweet where I said your article is shit. It's poorly researched and attributes positions and perspectives that I've not actually stated. That's a true line. I would thank you for the publicity, but I'm not sure anyone reads your publication. That wasn't mad. That was me. This is me making fun of you, but okay. Uh, so there we go. There's that. And then I responded to. Yeah. Furiously commentating for the clips. Homie, I cover trials on my channel for the money, not the clicks. Get it right. Also, your use of furious is inapposite. And then here's how you know. I can prove that he didn't do the research for the article, right? Like I can prove it. First of all, he didn't reach out to me that I know of. If he did, I apologize. I didn't see anything like it. I didn't see him at all anywhere. I don't remember getting a message about this. But that being said, where is it? The clicks and the money. That's the same thing, lol. You've been claiming I'm wrong without making a point about exactly what you find so offensive. So I don't know. I didn't find anything offensive. It's just not statements that I made, pal. that's the thing. But if you don't see, he doesn't get the joke that it's not about the clicks, it's about the money. He's like, clicks are money. It's the grift. It's the grift, my friend. Always be grifting. Always be grifting. All right. Let's read some super chats. Speaking of grift, we gotta hit that grift. Here we go. All right. We've got RN Rules says Billy Talks on YouTube would be a good project for your children. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I've been covering too much Alec Baldwin. Thank you for getting the reference. I appreciate. What's your click income versus click income ratio? I don't even know how to measure that. Victor Phantasm says, hey, Nick and Almighty Lolly, it was my Superberry that set off the just some guy spurg out you're welcome, pin the medal over my heart on the fursuit. So when I get on the wall, the rifleman might aim at my heart instead of my peen. Oh, man. So that was you, Victor Phantasm, who started the, was that when the communism came up? Is that how that did it? Steven Severin says Alec Baldwin shooting similar to Michael Massey. Off the top of my head, I don't know who Michael Massey is. Adopted Dog says, do you know what Amber Heard defense thinks Johnny Depp did between accountant meeting and arriving to her birthday party? Rottenborn got a little too excited today. I think Rottenborn was excited because I can't remember. He thinks that Ed White showed that Johnny Depp's security guy lied. That's what was going through Rottenborn's mind. Now, I have not reviewed the security guard's testimony adequately to determine what he is excited about. But he was like, oh, okay. That's what he told you? He told you that. Did he? Did he? Oh, well, that's good. Okay, good. He thinks he found something there. Now, I'm not sure what he plans to do about it. I don't know if he plans to call that guy as a witness again, to recall him as a witness. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the San Francisco men's choir thing? Oh, yeah. That's right. Did I get my old Twitter handle back? No. I am now Ricada Law on Twitter instead of Ricada Media. My old Twitter name was Ricada Law. My handle is still Nick Rekieta. The old Twitter account is still Nick Rekieta. That is still banned. And I did appeal it and it's still banned. Not that I would want to go back to it now, but it is fucking toast. I just want to go back and get my DMs. Fuck off, Twitter. I'll try appealing it again as things move on. But no, it is Rekieta law now. Although I may get banned for my tweet I made today, so we'll see. I'll show you in a minute. Allergen News says grand jury for Baldwin only takes 2,200 signatures of voters in Santa Fe County. Give, send, go. What a gift. I mean, I just would be shocked if Santa Fe County, they like why isn't anybody petitioning to get that done? Enigma, the basement troll, says, don't know if you saw Ron Toye nuked his Twitter account in protest of Elon buying it out. Can there be potential consequences for him in Vic's case if the appeal is approved and the account is gone? I doubt it. I doubt it. If you appeal it again, keep the message short and simplified. I did. I'm going to ask Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Enigma, the basement troll, says, don't know if you... Oh, wait, I read that one. NRB Film says, just watched your Alec Baldwin interrogation breakdown. Why was the cop's question about identifying different types of bullets a good question? What did that establish that was worth millions? Okay. Alec Baldwin has a big problem. Alec Baldwin is extremely knowledgeable about the process of using fake guns, or, well, no, not fake, but guns as props on movie sets. He demonstrated that knowledge over and over and over again in a recorded police interview while waiving his rights. So he knows the difference between a flash load. In fact, he knows the difference between a quarter load, a half load, and a full load. He knows that a cosmetic round, he knows the difference in what the look of a cosmetic round versus a flash round. He knows that a cosmetic round, when you pick it up and shake it, there's little BBs inside that rattle, so that you know that it's this particular type of round. He knows what they look like when they're in the gun. He knows that they have that they obstruct light in the gun and that they are visible externally. And yet, in spite of all of that, he accepted a quote unquote cold gun, which she may not have actually said cold gun. He accepted a gun from his armorer, did not check it, proceeded to point it at someone and shoot. He cannot claim ignorance in this. He can identify these bullets by sight, by feel. If it was loaded with cosmetic rounds, he could have shook it, would have heard the BBs and all of them. Why it's worth millions, even if he's not criminally charged, the civil case against Alec Baldwin and his production company is going to be hot. That's going to be hot. Let's see. Christopher Nicholson says, it's like making out with Medusa. You could say that again. Just started watching. Did I say it's like making out with Medusa? Freak, I don't even remember saying that. Freak Max says, you and Brandon were great last night. More of that. Potentially Criminal says 2 hours to the dentist. Is this Little House on the Prairie? No, when Lady Rackets and I moved from the Twin Cities to our house out in the country, our kids didn't ever really go to that dentist because we moved away from the Twin Cities when our son was like 1. I don't think barely had teeth. But we had been going to that dentist for years. Really like him. He's the best dentist. Truly tremendous. Like that guy a lot. So we've kept our dentist while the kids have a local dentist, but my wife and I have we go back to the cities for our dentist. And to give you an idea of why, when my dog broke my tooth several years ago in February, around Valentine's Day. The dog broke my tooth. The earliest I could get into a dentist here in town was April. My tooth was in 3 separate pieces in my mouth, my front tooth. I couldn't chew anything because it would have, like biting into anything would have been probably excruciating. Would have also put me at risk of swallowing shards of teeth, all sorts of fucking problems. And they're like, yeah, we can get you in the beginning of April. I'm like, I said, I can't eat. I have a tooth emergency. And they're like, we'll get you in by April. I called my dentist in the cities and they said, by this time it was too late to get out there that day, but they said, we'll get you in first thing in the morning, of course. So, yeah, I mean that's the difference that we have. The dentists out here are fucking terrible. I'm like, my tooth is in pieces. It's got to be dangerous for me. And you like April, like you won't see. It was wild. Have you seen the teeth on the tribes in Africa and the Amazon? Perfect teeth. Dentists are scammers. The modern diet is the issue. I mean, I don't know that all of them have perfect teeth, but I think the modern diet has a lot to do with it. We heavy sugars, right? Bacteria gets in crevices that form on your teeth. Sugars get trapped in with the bacteria, and those bacteria use those sugars and process enzyme or make enzymes that dissolve your teeth. I mean, that's how you get cavities or whatever. Okay, next. Ocean Redux says, Ralph, remember putting your weight behind you and just swinging wildly is exactly why boxing exists. It exists to put people who think that's a guaranteed win to sleep. Everyone has a fucking plan until getting punched, fatty. No, stop it. Ralph will win. Ralph is Kang. Ralph is champion. I want him to fight Andy Worski so bad. But let's just put it out there. Does anybody think Ralph is going to go through with it? We got to have a poll. Oh, Christopher Nicholson says the Medusa quote was from Love on the Spectrum, episode 1. It's been a while since I watched episode 1. God, I love that. I love that fucking show. It's so good. Here we go. Simple poll. Simple poll. Did I ever get around to reading the Cerno article on his big night out? No. No, I did not. Pepsi Man, I'm going to talk about Damon Mills is on my shitpost list today. Although I'm taking a long time to get through the first subject, so. Vienna waits for you says, WTF, Nick, get some sleep for God's sakes. I will, but I have too much grifting to do. Where are we? Here we go. James Card. Hey, Nick, hope your night stays safe. Loving that all the recent news is good so far. Also, a bit of a parody song for Musk's takeover. Come out, blue checkmark stands. Come out and fight me like a man. Schlick Willie says, since it's trash talk, check out the Robert Reich meme I made and sent you in Twitter DM. Okay. Schlick Willie. Well, who is... I don't know what you're... This isn't it, but we got to pull this up. This is good. Fuck. Okay, just a second. This is I like this picture. Here we go. This is fun. CNN gay of the day. Minnesota man also reportedly late. Oh, that's great. Where is Schlick Willie? I gotta find. Is this one it? What the fuck? So there's supposedly a meme somewhere here. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure what your username is. Maybe it's this one. I'm not sure. Maybe that's the Robert Reich meme. That'd be fun. You two sent a meme by email. Oh God. We're getting into this we're gonna get into this thing where suddenly it's just a shitload of memes coming in. We'll see. Let's see. Platinum Gaming says the Mel magazine is literally just BuzzFeed. It's pretty bad. Cleveland Steamer says lesbian magazines have more masculine energy than this crap. Hannah Rowling has a message retracted. Oscar R. They were together for less than 2 years and somehow that equals to 14 million. I, as a poor man, I feel like they would ask for my life. Well, I mean, look, the part of the reason is because they were spending that much money. They had that much money to spend. Well, they had that much debt to incur, but it's hard to incur $14 million worth of debt if you don't have the ability to pay it back. K Drive 23 says toast the dynamic SP who busted ass for years providing an online home for a bunch of misfit libertarians. She is ill, the kind with no cure. We will do our best to preserve our glibness in our little online home that she works so hard to build. Who the fuck is the dynamic SP? Who's the dynamic SP? Does anybody know who that is? I don't know who that is. I mean, I'll toast him. Zach Weber, that is not a $200 super chat. No, it's in a foreign currency. So to K Drive, I don't know who the dynamic SP is. It's not DSP. The Joey D. I put it in the message. Well, but I get. Believe me, this is not a brag. It's fucking insane. But I get a ton of tags. Like I get a ton of messages. So the fuck. Where is that? The Joey D. Oh, fuck me. I'm not seeing. Did you tag me in it? Because if you tagged me in it, I mean, for fuck's sake, I will never see it. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Twitter messages from the Joey D. Let me check one more place. There we go. See if I click on this. Okay, here. There it is. There it is. Oh, I see. Got it. Okay. Here we go. Here's the updated Robert Reich. This is such an ordeal. Here's the updated Robert Reich Twitter page. That is kind of fucking funny, though. I got to give you some credit. That is pretty funny. Oh. Oh, God. Pro Engineer, I did read your Bring It On super chat. The one where I was a cheerleader. I did do that. I read the cheerleader one. Thank you, the Joey D. That brought me great joy. All right, K Drive 23. I don't know who this person is, but to the Dynamic SP, someone who created a home for misfit libertarians. She is ill, terminally so, and those libertarians will bring her spirit on as they carry into the space that she created. May she rest in peace, knowing that she gave solace to many restless souls. Cheers. All right, couple more, and then we got the next up. Justin Watkins says, Don Corleo, I spent my whole life trying not to be careless. Women and children can be careless, but not men. Didn't understand that till I grew up and had children. Yeah. When you take on the role of provider, that's your role. That's your job. And you have to get the fuck over whatever your problem is. You just have to figure it out. That's your purpose, is to figure it out, solve the problem. MKEOD says they're trying to connect you, a married man with kids, to incels. Next, they'll say it contributed to the insurrection. This is like when game journalists try to say Gamergate led to Trump and led to January 6th. Darian Edwards says, my ex accused me of beating her and I got arrested. My lawyer was amazing and got me off without any record at all. Wow, that was an epic hand job. Without even going to trial. You guys may not be human, but you're definitely heroes. Only sometimes. Really, only sometimes. Remember, there was a villain on the other side of that. As often as lawyers are heroes, they're also pieces of shit. So, okay, let's take a peek. I got one more Twitter thing, I think. Well, no, I got several more Twitter things to talk about, but one more for now. I think this tweet has the risk of getting me banned. We'll see if Musk's America can keep me safe. And then we'll look at the story behind the tweet a little bit. So here's the tweet. Brianna Wu finally blocked me. And so then joke about being blocked significantly harder than the hormones. Look, I don't know what I'm talking about with Brianna Wu that would be a hormone joke. I have no idea, but holy shit. Needs to get that thing under control. Gross. But let's pull up an incognito window and get this shit figured out. Here it is. That bitch broke every branch in the ugly tree. That's a man, baby. That bitch has a fire hose hanging between her legs, dude. Okay. Okay. So Brianna Wu, I've never talked about it before, but in the aftermath of Gamergate, I worked extensively with Twitter Trust and Safety to help improve Twitter's policies. That's everything Elon Musk wants to dismantle. Thank you, Cat and Barge, for telling my story. Wait, do you... Oh, God, fucking hell. Do you guys not know Brianna Wu's a man? Dude, I mean, that's a fucking guy. It's like a guy named Eric. Like, I thought this was common knowledge. Anyway, let's take a look at her story. The story. Brianna Wu knows firsthand how bad harassment on Twitter can get. A software engineer and game developer. Oh, okay. Let's see. What's Brianna Wu's game developing history? Here, let's see the game development that Brianna Wu did. Revolution 60. Revolution 60 is the game. See, the game was demonstrated at PAX East in March 2013, where it was listed as one of the 10 best indie games of the conference. Have you ever heard of it? I mean, if you don't know who Brianna Wu is, have you ever heard of this game? The game, created with the Unreal Engine for a total budget of several $100,000, was released for iOS devices in July 2014. In July 2013, Giant Space Cat ran a Kickstarter campaign to fund a Windows release of the game in addition to the iOS version. The fundraiser brought in $12,728, over 250% of its original $5,000 goal. Although the estimated delivery was August 2014, the Windows version was not released until September 2016. Is there an article? There is an article on Revolution 60. Oh, God, it looks fucking atrocious. Oh. Metacritic gave this thing a combined score of 73 out of 100 based on 8 reviews. In stark contrast to critic reviews, user reviews on Metacritic were generally unfavorable for a combined score of 2.1 out of 10 based on 234 reviews. Good fucking hell. Should play it on Steam. Here, let me pull up. I'll pull up a screenshot so you can just see kind of what this thing looks like. So here it is. Here's Revolution 60. It's got a dialogue wheel, 24 different endings. Really shitty Unreal based graphics. So there you go. All right. Look at the Steam reviews. Look at the Steam reviews. Hold on. Steam window gonna open. What monitor is my Steam gonna open on? Here we go. When I type in Revolution, it takes forever to even come up. Whoa, mostly negative reviews. 53 reviews. I'm a colossal fan. Not recommend. By my friend. One of my friends wrote one of these reviews. Wait, Low Tax wrote a review on this? Oh, no. Phallic Baldwin wrote a review. Who's Phallic Baldwin? Okay. Anyway, I'm getting wrapped up. I'm getting distracted. God, this looks really fucking bad. Mic popping is back. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. It's on StreamYard. I can't fix it. It's on their end. It's very unfortunate. Okay, anyway, sorry. Back to this. Wu, a software engineer and game developer, Wu was targeted with death and rape threats. If you don't know the lore on this, Wu sent the death and rape threats to herself. I'm pretty sure this was fully fucking flushed out. And this is a hoax artist. This thing has hoaxed itself into something. During Gamergate, an online harassment campaign against women in the gaming industry that started in 2014. That's what happens when you have an article written by Cat Tenbarge and then two simps. It's not what Gamergate was. I mean, everybody knows the fucking meme by now, but whatever. Wu, who has more than 100,000 Twitter followers and has used the platform throughout his career, said he consulted with the company's trust and safety team in an unofficial, unpaid capacity from 2014 to late 2021. Now, after years of working with the company on reducing hate speech and harassment, he said tech titan Elon Musk could undo the platform's progress. I want Twitter to do well. I just have no faith that under Elon Musk that Twitter would continue to be a place where men like me, people of color, or LGBT people could use it at all, he said. On Monday, Twitter announced that Musk would acquire the company for $44 billion. Blah, 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 blah. Numerous experts, politicians, and advocates from Senator Elizabeth Warren to Adam Connor, Vice President for Technology Policy at the Center for American Progress. So, yeah, numerous communists. Just say fucking communists. Say it. That's who they are. You didn't pick politicians and you picked commies. Are already starting conversations. This is what these fucking leftist weirdos do and have been doing for a goddamn decade. I'm going to start a conversation. It's time to have a conversation. When it says it's time to have a conversation, it is them lacing up the leather boot to make you lick it or to put it on your fucking throat. And I'm so tired of that phrase. These people don't want to converse with you. They want to ban you. They want to remove your conversation. That's their version of conversing, is I will tell you what to think and you will fuck right off, peon peasant. Oh, how platform moderation could change with Musk at the helm, what it could mean for society. It'll mean a better society. Musk purchasing Twitter is dangerous for our democracy, Warren said. It means one billionaire decides how millions of people will have an opportunity to communicate with each other. Laughs in Zuckerberg, you fucking dummy. Ugh. They play by a different set of rules than everyone else, accumulating power for their own gain. We need a wealth tax and strong rules to hold big tech accountable. What could be undone? Oh, here, let's see. I'm just going to read Wu quotes from now on. Brian Wu says, around 2014, it was really obvious that the way we were handling harassment and moderation policies wasn't working across the tech industry. The sense that I had at Twitter was that the trust and safety team was constantly running up against the business interests at Twitter. Yes, the trust and safety team were running up against the business interests at Twitter. It's been that way for fucking ever, man. Of course you know that. You convinced Twitter that its business interests didn't matter, or, well, people like you. According to Wu, who's currently executive director of the progressive political fund Rebellion PAC, Twitter. By the way, let's get some organizational review teams looking at Rebellion PAC. I'm sure their books are legitimate. Twitter's trust and safety team was more successful under founder Jack Dorsey's leadership as CEO. Dorsey stepped down in November 2021. Del Harvey, who was Twitter's vice president of trust and safety for 13 years, left her position a month earlier. Since they left, Wu said the company stopped reaching out to her. Good. Who the fuck are you? You faked harassment for clout. You faked your way. Fake it till you make it, you dumb bitch. You faked your way into this industry. You created death threats against yourself and then used that to propel you into a position of trust. Fuck you.
It became harder and harder for trust and safety team to do their jobs and keep updating these policies through the Trump era.
Oh, yeah. It seemed really difficult for trust and safety to do this, right? Like in the Trump era, it seemed really tough for trust and safety. You remember? You guys remember how hard it was, right? When they would just literally ban you all the time, constantly.
We've seen a lot of progress made from about 2014 to 2018. Then it really dropped very precipitously to where these policies are hanging on by a thread today.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, trust and safety. Oh my God, it's very, yeah, they've been just really slacking off since 2018. Fuck these people. Connor said he's concerned that Twitter's new owner could scare away the company's remaining trust and safety experts. Oh, we can only fucking hope. Please get scared and run away. That lawyer, the dumb Jamila Jackwil or whatever, she left. She's like deleted everything. She's fucking gone. Get out. Get the fuck out. Nobody wants any of you. You people are a pox upon society. You're a cancer upon liberty. Fuck you. Leave. Go to Venezuela and suck dick for rent. I don't want to see you in my country. I don't want to see you in my planet. Fuck off. Go to your socialist utopias all over the world. Go anywhere else but here. Leave me with my freedom and let us fail, please. I'm sure our failure will be spectacular, and you can laugh at us all in your complete wealth inequality elimination states like Venezuela or I don't know, Nicaragua or Argentina. Fuck you. Go there. Leave. Just go. Go to Catalonia and start the revolution again. Get out. And let us fail. I know we're going to collapse under the weight of our own society. Let us. Mock us. Make fun of us as we all die and starve. The problem is, you know what happens when you go somewhere else and we stay here is that we'll have all the food, we'll have all the tech, we'll have all the money, we'll have all the workers, we'll have all the creators, we'll have all the scientists, we'll have the doctors, the inventors, the lawyers, we'll have everybody who wants to make something of themselves, and you'll have all the fucking leeches. Take them. Get out. Be gone. Experts warn that a move away from moderation could make Twitter a more inhospitable place. No, it actually won't. You can just block anybody. You can just block anybody on Twitter. You can't be harassed. Close your eyes, turn the screen off, fucking go outside, touch grass. Leave, just go. Or just click block and you can stay online all day. Like Warren Wu believes that loosening moderation on Twitter could be bad for democracy. No, Democrats. You misspelled Democrats. That's what they're worried about. If they get moderation off of Twitter, what are you going to do come election time? How do you rig it? How do you manipulate the election if you're not banning everybody? How do you manipulate the election without an algorithm? How do you manipulate the election without a shadow ban, a ghost ban, a search ban, all of the bans that Twitter algorithms put on people? How do you control the narrative when you don't control the distribution? These people are fucking terrified about what happens when democracy comes back. Kiernoth. Hey, what's up? Kiernoth, good job getting to mention the article. It says, my mom was abusive to my father. My father worked tirelessly for 12 hours straight every day and suffered years of abuse from my mother. That is why hearing about Depp's abuse made me say that comment. Screw this guy. Oh, of course. But don't screw. No one else is screwing that guy. Leave. I mean, come on. Come on. Valiant Renegade. Whoa. With a big super chat. Oh, wait, that was an actual $200 super chat. Holy shit. I thought it went by in a foreign currency. My bad. I didn't mean to besmirch the good name of your super chat, sir. I'm tossing this out as yet another super chat compliment for the unrivaled professional analysis the past few weeks. Cheers, my friend and fellow YouTuber. I have a very fine bourbon I would love to send you. DM on Twitter. Legal Mindset and I did a joint video this week. You keep excellent company. Yeah, DM me, Valiant Renegade, or I'll let me see if I can find you real quick. Go. There. DM'd. DM activated. Okay. Thank you for that. Very cool. What else we have? Holy shit, we are moving. Michael Shomo says, here's some clicks for you. Thank you very much. Error 37. This beta will have to write for 10 more years just to make what Nick made tonight, just reading the article. Tara Rayner says, for Johnny Depp to be successful, he needs to prove the claim untrue, malice, intent, or negligence and damage. Malicious intent, actual malice standard and damages. He'll have to prove both. But negligence is not high enough for Johnny Depp. Proof untrue submitted via numerous witnesses plus lack of corroboration of noticeable injuries deterred. ACLU testimony shows. That's number one. Malicious intent plus planning for release to optimize donations following movie release and losing the pirate franchise alone caused damage monetarily. In my opinion, ACLU and Turd worked together. Thoughts? Oh, yeah, they definitely did work together. But you don't want to sue the ACLU. One, because the ACLU didn't write the defamatory statements against Johnny Depp. Two, their defense would be to the extent that they did write those things in some sort of draft or revision or even an endorsement, they were relying on Amber Heard's representations and they had no reason to believe that they were untrue. And they didn't violate any sort of standard of research that they would normally do. Because if you don't have any standard, then you can't violate it. And so they would be able to get out of that. Matthew Self says, Rackets just beat a false DUI charge a week ago, played my part in paying court costs, and the 15-month journey is over. Thank God for good attorneys I hired. Cheers to drinking safely in the confinement of our homes. Hey, Matthew Self, congrats, brother. That's great. I'm glad to hear that you beat the charge, especially since it was false, and that you had good representation. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but you know, that's the system that we have. Samuel M says, can I get a toast? My dad, Dennis, 79, a Vietnam vet, is dying and refuses to take his meds to live. And my daughter, Charlie, was just born a week ago and is ready to live fully. He lives far away and may not meet her. Sad contrast. I got you, brother. Okay. Now, this toast is to Samuel M. Don't be confused thinking this toast is for either Dennis or Charlie. This toast is to Samuel M., a new dad and a long son, whose father, Dennis, is decided it is time. It's time to move on. He no longer prefers the medication, and he is ready to move from this world and into the next. And at the same time, At the same time, Samuel will be torn between that and a new daughter, old life leaving and new life coming in. And his love will be on Charlie. And though Charlie may never get a chance to meet Dennis, Charlie will know Dennis through Samuel. And of course, Dennis already knows Charlie through Samuel as well. He is the nexus and the link. And may his sorrows be softened by joys of new life. Cheers, brother. Oh my goodness. Stevie J. Ross says, hey, mate, I'm a bloke. What's up, buddy? That is you. Hi. Good job being in that article with me. I love it. I love it. My pronouns are obvious, lol. Well, to be fair, Stevie Nicks was female, right? Been covering the Johnny Depp BS accusations for a couple of years. I'm no MRA, but I do call out the bias against men regarding domestic violence. Too many Amber Heards out there. Yeah, I agree, brother. I agree, brother. It's a broad problem, and we know it's broad, and we know it's unreported. It's just the way it goes. Schlick Willie says handle is the Joey D. I put it in the message, nerd. I didn't. Okay, so sometimes Twitter doesn't show me the whole message. Like when I go click on messages or whatever, it like won't show me previous messages. It's fucking weird. But yes, thank you. Thank you, Schlick Willie. Stephen Oglesby says, just a small gift for all you have done to bring light, heart, and laughter to my days. Hey, thank you. Jenna says, please do a toast to my newlywed husband, Peter. He's a Polish Highlander and 38 years old today. Na Zdrawi. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I will. To Peter, Jenna's new husband, who turns 38 today. A fellow Polak who, though we may have tons of dumb jokes about us, know that all of them are accurate and persist on anyway in our state of no-nonsense nosery. May his Highland heritage help bring joy and stability to a long marriage. Cheers, buddy. Gates of Above says, question, if I kind of tell someone to pay 20,000 to a few people and they will leave you alone, is that somewhat extortion? If so, Joey Diaz's rant on Red Bar is a fun one. What? If I kind of tell someone to pay 20,000 to a few people and they will leave you alone, is that someone? It could be extortion. It might be extortion. Yeah, it's very possible. Ocean Redux says, here, King, you dropped this. Thank you. Brandon Anderson says, Nick, I'm a bartender in Nashville, and I've probably told 200 people to watch your stream on this case. I've even put your channel on the TVs while the trial is happening. Love what you do, man. I'll help as much as I can. Brandon, that is awesome. Thank you, brother. Oh, guys, I got to read I got a message on from a good buddy on Discord the other day. This is so fucking funny. Here we go. This is all I get out of the blue. My 16-year-old daughter has been watching your Depp streams and convinced her civics teacher to put it on in class. Best principal call ever. Oh, shit. Can you imagine? Sitting in high school, all of a sudden, Johnny Depp trials on, and I'm like, cunt, 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 cunt. Yes. Yes. Michael E. with a huge super chat. And all it is a heart. Thank you, Michael E. Wow. I appreciate that. Startup Lab says, as a woman, just curious if men realize how important the Depp case is. I myself am disappointed by silence of my female counterparts to call her out as a liar and abuser. Hurts women just as much, if not more. We are. Men around here are very much aware of how important it is. I mean, but everybody's got their reasons for it. For me, I think Johnny is a case of gender-based violence. And also Johnny is a victim of lesbian rage. Like, let's be fucking honest. Johnny is a victim of that lumberjack rug munching enraged massacre. She is out trying to chop fucking trees down. She is out driving that Subaru right through his fucking finger. She is the butch and he is the bitch. But and that's not a criticism, right? That's not me calling
Beta.
Jesse, stop it. You can't do that. I'm saying that's not me calling
Beta.
I'm trying to say that
Beta. Beta.
I'm trying to say that this man was a bitch. It's not a criticism. He was beaten down. He was lost. He was simped. He was ruined by fucking childhood and carried with him baggage into adulthood that convinced him that he should tolerate the abuse that he was suffering. But he stood up to the butch and he did the thing. He fucking left. And that makes him not a beta anymore. That's men, get up and fucking go. You don't. It was the most important decisions I have made in my adult life, other than getting married and having children. The most important professional decisions I made in my adult life was when I decided I couldn't suffer other people's idiocy anymore. I was done with it. And I made it my quest to get the fuck away from it, no matter what happened. And how it started, by the way, was small. It was, first of all, becoming the best fucking employee I could possibly be at Thrivent. When I worked there, I knew my job better than anybody else would ever know my job. I wrote the training manuals for my job and for everyone in my group. I became the expert of the group. It wasn't super challenging or difficult, and it fit right into the way I learned. And so I did that. That was the first step. Be above everybody else's criticism because you're the only one who knows what the fuck is going on. And then I moved away from the office and started working from home. And then they said, no more working from home in this department. And I went, well, fuck you then. So I left the company. And then I went to law school. And then I worked for me. I opened a law firm where no one could tell me what to fucking do. And I got to tell everybody to eat shit. And then I started on YouTube. And now no one can tell me what to do. But it took a long time before there was like an income to match those decisions. But it was worth not, like, I could have stayed in the Twin Cities. And I could have easily been in middle to upper middle management at Thrivent by now. I mean, fucking easily. I was already management track when we left. They're like, what? Wait, you're leaving? You're moving away? But if we want you to be in management, I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to. I'm not down with that. I mean, it would have been a tripling of my salary. It would have been huge advancement, but no, thank you. I would have been under someone's thumb. That's not how I do it. It's not how I work. Men make the decision to be beholden to yourself, whatever that means. It doesn't mean that you never have a boss, because sometimes you're going to have a boss. Not everybody can step away. It's not practical for everybody. Depends on your jobs, your skill sets, your opportunities, all your insulation, all of those things, but Be at the mercy of your own direction and not someone else in any way that you can. And certainly within your relationship. If you're in a relationship that is dominated by one person, that is determinative of one person's interests and not yours, and you're not in relationship, you're in slavery. And you can leave. No one has assigned you to suffer at the hands of someone else. We got rid of that shit a long time ago. Matrix Tech says, crashed my Mavic Air 2. Gimbal is busted and the replacement parts didn't work. Probably going to buy another drone body. Here's another 20 of self-inflicted financial punishment for having and breaking nice things. Oh, shit, that sucks. That sucks, buddy. Medical grade whiskey. That's why I don't buy a drone. I would crash that shit immediately. Immediately. Orpheus says, Nick is fucking wasted. Dude, I haven't even come close to being drunk yet, man. I've had, 2 shots? Catch you later, Shadowban Warrior. Medical grade whiskey. Can I get a toast to me finishing up my 2nd year of medical school? Your channel has been one of the respites to the real world since I found you during Rittenhouse. Will you be joining with Old Forester Rye? Or will be joining you with Old Forester Rye for my budget? Hey, Old Forester's good shit. I love it. I love it. Very good drink. Yes, to medical grade whiskey. 2nd year in medical school on a journey, a journey that is lifelong and fraught and front loaded with trial, long hours, and underappreciation, but with the promise of broad rewards as your career matures. May you reap in the knowledge of your education. May you bask in the experience that very few will ever have. And may all of that learning culminate in the ability to assist your friends, families, and community in a way that only you will be privileged to do. Cheers, brother. Jason of the Great Awakening says, if the 1991 Springmeyer account Be Wise's Serpents has any merit at all, then this Musk, Depp, Heard, Hollywood mild exposure of the ACLU operational methods is kind of alarming. The Cartographer says it's a threat to our democracy. Laughs in Hop. Ian McCarter, Nick, I got a job yesterday after 8 weeks. Cheers. Oh, awesome, buddy. Go get it. Glad to hear that. Razor 319 says, Johnny Depp lawyer. Your Honor, permission to refer to all future depositions in this trial as Johnny depositions. We're happy to approach if there are any objections. Jimmy Lansing says, are those Bandai or McFarlane Space Marines in the background? I'm with you all day through work since 10 a.m. and now I love your work. It's enlightening. These are Bandai. I have McFarlane ones up top. You can see a Necron next to my VR thing up there. But that I've got McFarlane ones, and I have the McFarlane Sisters of Battle somewhere. They're upstairs still in the box, I think. Jimmy Lansing says, wait, I just read that one. But yeah, I have all the Bandai releases that have come out. I'm waiting on I've pre-ordered all the others, waiting on delivery. Mystery Guest 01 says, second prize is a set of $1 super chats. Third prize is you're demonetized. You know what it takes to grift? It takes balls of steel to grift. ABG, fellas. Always be grifting. Always be grifting. Fair and Balanced says, a toast for my brother Stan Stash, a Chicago Polish kid, the baby of 6, a Notre Dame grad and Notre Dame law grad, had an Amber Turd ex. He's now in Phoenix and trust law, kicking ass and living his best life. He's 30 today. Now you're trying to get me drunk. Glengarry is amazing. It's one of my favorite fucking movies. I love that speech. I don't care if Alec Baldwin's a giant piece of figs. He did that. That performance of his is one of the greatest in history. And that cast, the performance of that cast is one of the greatest in history. You've seen my book. I can't do it. You've seen my book. I'm full. Jack Lemmon. Holy fuck. That's such a good movie. To Fair and Balanced's brother, Stan, goes by Stash. Fellow Polak from Chicago. The baby of 6 siblings. Notre Dame and Notre Dame law, like a good Catholic boy, now surviving a toxic relationship and moving on with his life. He turns 30 today as a trust attorney down in Phoenix, kicking ass, taking names, watching those names die, and then distributing their estates to their loved ones. Keep it up, brother. The world needs you because probate law is horrifying, and guys like you make it a little bit easier. Cheers. Brute de Foin. In 8 months, I'm 8 months into being beholden to myself and making things. Started sculpting and selling miniatures digitally for 3D printing. Brute Fun Miniatures is what I go by, and your rants on make things never fail to get me off my ass when motivation wanes. Oh, Brute Fun, I love to hear that, man. Get out there and do it. Guys, if you're looking for minis, if you like making shit but don't have time to like craft the plastic yourself, but you could buy it from someone who does and paint it. You can make art that is fun, that is within your hobbies and interests. Check out Brute Fun Miniatures. Brute Fun, all one word, spelled American-like, even though his name is not. Samuel Williams, the founding father, says, if I was the detective interviewing Alec, I would keep calling him Alex just to push him off. I'd act like I have no idea who he is. McRae says, sending this early because I have to go to bed. But can you raise a toast for my mother who died 4 weeks ago today? 7 weeks to the day before her 79th birthday. Hoping I can get back to regular viewing soon. Yes, McRae, to your mother, who died at the ripe age of 78 and a whole lot. Whose age is ill capable of containing the amount of life lived. I personally believe that as we get older, the number becomes less and less capable of representing how much we experience. And I'm sure your mother is no different. And I'm also sure that to the day that she passed on, that exponential increase in life was accompanied by an exponential increase in love and appreciation for her children, her family, and their families, respectively. May her memories be strong and her love be kept close. Cheers. Joe Schmo, 1 of 3, says, Mel, not quite men, not quite male. Welcome to lisping masculinity. All right. Shit, what else do I have? So much to talk about. And like I said, it's just what do I got to check the description because I have a couple things. Oh my gosh, this fucking Kenosha story. Let me pull this up. Let me pull up this Kenosha story. Oh, guys, you know who's savage? Potentially criminal. Sean, who's been on this show. He was in the chat earlier. He sent me a DM. I won't read it because it's a DM. This man just torched someone in my DM, and it was fucking great. If you're out there, man, are you still here? If you want me to share that with the stream, you let me know. But I won't do that without your permission because I don't want to share DMs without permission on that one. God, that was brutal roasting. So let's see. Yeah, he's gotta consent to that. He says share it. He sent this while I was talking about Brianna Wu. He said she looks like the burned guy in Hannibal. Holy shit. If you don't remember that, I got a surprise for you. Here we go. Oh, God. That's fucking brutal. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Here's the story. Have you fucking seen what almost happened? Kenosha City Council meeting descends into chaos as members discuss erecting memorial for man who lunged at Kyle Rittenhouse with a skateboard before he was shot dead by teen during BLM protests. Yes, Kenosha was having a non-announced public meeting, but unannounced, no media coverage at all, meeting to discuss and vote on erecting a statue, a memorial statue to Anthony fucking Huber. The criminal assaulter, Anthony Huber. The Monday meeting saw the Kenosha City's Park Commission delay a decision that would have placed a memorial in a city park to honor Anthony Huber. Let's read the thing. Kenosha City Council fell into chaos this week during discussions over a proposed taxpayer-funded memorial for one of the men killed by Kyle Rittenhouse after an attendee questioned the commission's move to table the proposal instead of voting it down. So yeah, they didn't vote it down, by the way. They tabled it for the next meeting. The Monday meeting, which was captured on video, saw the city's 5-person Parks Commission delay a decision that would have placed a memorial and plaque in a city park to honor Anthony Huber, an ex-convict skateboarder shot dead by Rittenhouse during a Black Lives Matter protest in 2020. Video shows Huber, 26, chasing after a then 17-year-old Rittenhouse on August 25th, 2020, swinging a skateboard at the teen before being fatally shot in the chest. Rittenhouse was acquitted of the murder last year. He was also cleared for shooting dead one other person and wounding another. Huber's girlfriend, Hannah Giddigs, requested the memorial to be put up earlier this month. Public documents filed by the commission show on a tree in Anderson Park. The proposal garnered national attention earlier this week after Kevin Mathewson, a former Kenosha alderman who now works as an investigative journalist. This is the Kenosha County Eye guy, by the way. Received a tip early Monday morning about the then unreported request. Mathewson, who served on the committee, and Photo Chad, when he did his interview with me, he was in Kevin Mathewson's house. That was his studio. If you guys don't know who that is. Mathewson, who served on the commission with 3 of the 5 current aldermen, including Chair Eric Haugard, then sent out an email blast about the proposal's existence and wrote about it on his website, Kenosha County Eye. The proposal soon became the subject of scrutiny by both the press and outraged citizens of Kenosha, who showed up in droves to the commission meeting to voice their opposition to the planned tribute. Kenosha does not fucking want a tribute to a rioter who brought death and mayhem to their community. Oh, he was such a good boy running into buildings. Guy was a piece of shit. The guy was a piece of shit. And the citizens of Kenosha are like, fuck this. Mathewson, who also attended the meeting and recorded the proceedings to post to YouTube, told Daily Mail Thursday that he believes the council members plan to quietly the proposal Monday, they mean pass, and would have if its existence had remained under the radar. Scroll down for video. The Monday meeting, which is captured on video. Oh, wait, there he is, smoking a cigarette, looking not quite dead yet.
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
Blam, blam, blam. Let's see. Here we go. Here we got the video. Let me get the audio up. Hold on, let me get my headphones in. This one was not the child molester. This one was the domestic abuser who held his siblings and like grandmother at knife point. Here we go. Let's watch this video.
Yes, sir. Thanks for allowing me to speak again. I just
What? No. Fuck it.
home and we had 3 members of this board of 5 say we're going to table it. You know what that means, right? A quorum of this board met behind closed doors today. Am I lying?
You are not to miss.
I know you don't like it.
There are open records laws, sir, and what you said is false.
Okay, so here's the problem, okay? Wisconsin has open records laws, and a quorum of members cannot meet on an issue in advance. They have to meet in the open. But 3 of the members came into this meeting, which is a quorum, 3 of 5, enough to render a vote, a majority vote. 3 of the members came into this meeting with the plan to table it. Kevin Mathewson alleges that they met in private and then in brackets in violation of the open records laws. And immediately, you are not to accuse us of this. So that's the context. That's why they're so mad about this. That's why they're mad about his accusation. Let me turn this up a little higher.
If you have one-on-one conversations, not.
Did you talk about it or not? With others on this board, yes or no?
We talked.
Of course you did.
You can talk one-on-one. You cannot have a stand here walking quorum.
Are you going to allow me to speak?
So we didn't have a quorum. We talked individually, one-on-one about it. we didn't meet in private, which is of course violating the spirit of the law, if not the letter. And of course, they're forced to admit it. He nailed it. And of course, as a former alderman, he would be familiar with how this shit plays out.
You know.
Go ahead, but please stick to the law.
So the chairman and other members of this body, 3 of them, which is the majority, violated the law, and this guy's going nuts. So I'm like, whoa.
Because you're misconstruing the law.
I understand that you're taking the coward's way out, and you don't like that I'm calling you out, Eric. But
wrecked. He's putting him on blast in the public meeting.
These people you just heard, we want you to say no today. You want to hold it out here for a day that we're all worried about some other war, and then you're going to quietly pass it. We know how you guys work. We know how the government works. You broke the law when you had a meeting behind closed doors or called,
for 5 minutes.
and now you don't want to hear it. Okay. So I just want people to be aware that 3 of you said we're tabling it, and I guess I'd probably bet $100 all 5 of you are going to unanimously agree, which means you all 5 talked about this. You can't do that. That's a walking quorum. That's a quorum. You guys broke the law. I know you don't want to hear it. And you want to slam the gavel like a lunatic. Doesn't change what you did.
Did you see the guy in yellow just seething? I wish these stupid fucking things wouldn't come up on the pause. He is livid. His fingers are twitching. He's got the eye, the stink eye going. He's fucking, let him talk. He's fucking mad. Oh, they're pissed. And they know he's right. That's the best part. Because look at the reactions. Their reactions tell the fucking story. They know he's right. You can't deny it. You're a fucking liar. You don't want to fuck with me. Like, they know it.
Is wrong. And if you want to be a coward and kick it down the line, that's your prerogative. All 5 of you, none of you had an opponent. So you just do whichever you want because no one runs against you. Don't be a coward for once. Vote no on this crap. It's not going to affect the lawsuit. They said that the police department is responsible for what Kyle did, and the jury said Kyle didn't do anything wrong. That's on that's on this. We're talking about a victim.
This is not pertinent to the motion.
Whatever. Just do the right thing, and for once, stop playing political games. You know, oh, it's the least risk. Well, sometimes you got to take a risk to do the right thing, Eric. Sometimes you got to take a risk to do the right thing. And you're setting this up because you want to settle with the families, and that's messed up.
Boom. Fucking called out. Called out. Caught in 4K. Roasted. Eric, you bitch. You beta piece of shit. You know what you were doing. Tried to sneak it in. You can't get past the wary eye of Kenosha County. The Kenosha County eye has come in. And did you catch what he said there at the end? You want to settle with the families because the families have a lawsuit against Kenosha. Kenosha should resist that settlement with every fucking ounce of their strength. They have shown that Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense. They are not responsible for the deaths of those people who engaged in criminal activity against a person within the jurisdiction of Kenosha. They are not liable for the deaths of those people. Joseph Rosenbaum is liable for the death of Joseph Rosenbaum. Anthony Huber is liable for the death of Anthony Huber. And Gage Grosskreutz is liable for the death of Gage Grosskrewitz's masturbation arm. They fucking own it. They did it. And if the city of Kenosha folds, its citizens should be in open fucking rebellion. There's not a doubt in my mind it would have passed. Mathewson told dailymail.com in an interview, noting the meetings usually don't garner such attendance. They didn't expect a bunch of people to be there. His footage of the meeting, which was streaming live and has since garnered more than 35,000 views, shows a slew of citizens voicing their concerns regarding the memorial, spurring the city officials to vote 3-2 to table the proposal. So the two who hadn't announced it, that he called them out, they decided to vote against tabling it. They saw the way the fucking wind was blowing on that. At that point, roughly 21 minutes into the clip, Mathewson, who told Daily Mail that the board met privately to discuss the vote shortly before the meeting, which is against Wisconsin law, asked to speak. So this is a much longer video than this 2 minutes that we watched. It's considerably longer. Asked to speak, sparking an exchange that saw the former Kenosha alderman accuse the board of violating the state's open meetings laws. We just watched that clip show. Alderman Hallgaard said he was in favor of tabling the proposal due to an ongoing lawsuit between the city and Huber's family, frantically bang his gavel in an apparent effort to get Mathewson to stop talking. And then he just describes the exchange here. This is the chick who allegedly handed Kyle her phone number. I don't think that, I don't know if that actually happened. I don't know what would have happened from it, but she does have strong collarbones. Always good. Ladies, keep your collarbones strong. Let's see. Another speaker, Kenosha resident Kathy Woods, echoed Mathewson's sentiments, saying, of all the bonehead things you guys could consider, don't consider this. Woods added, this is an insult to people who have memorials who have done good things. The initial decision regarding the proposal was upheld and left to be discussed later date, a timetable that could span years, Mathewson told the dailymail.com. If the commission votes to move forward with the proposal, the responsibility for the upkeep would fall on Giddings. The shooting occurred, of course, it wouldn't fall on Giddings. It would fall on some group would donate a sufficient amount of money into a fund that would take care of this. The shooting occurred amid nights of violent protests in the city following the non-fatal shooting by police of black domestic abuser Jacob Blake. During arguments on the issue, Huber's past criminality, including a domestic abuse charge, was brought up. It is unclear if that will ultimately sway a decision on whether to give him a memorial. In 2018, Huber found guilty of domestic abuse and disorderly conduct, while in 2012, Huber spent time in prison following a choking incident involving his brother. He was fatally wounded after Rittenhouse shot him in the chest. He hit Rittenhouse with a skateboard prior to being mortally wounded. In his obituary, Huber was referred to as being a passionate skateboarder who was known for his quick wit and comedic personality. Well, his last act was hilarious. Sorry, that was a tasteless joke. Tasteless joke. The skateboarder had given chase after Rittenhouse shot and killed another man, 36-year-old convicted pedophile Joseph Rosenbaum. Despite the killing of Huber, Giddings told the New York Post in November 2021 interview, "I do have a lot of sympathy for Rittenhouse because he's just a kid to me, so it was just like a really dumbass kid who unfortunately became the figurehead for this." I guess. I don't think he was a dumbass kid. Giddings went on to lay some of the blame for Huber's death at the feet of the city of Kenosha, saying Kenosha also needs to be held responsible for allowing this militia to show up and do exactly what they came here to do. Oh, no! Hide your kids. Hide your friends' kids. There's a pedophile, but he's more like a deadophile. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. All right. So yeah, this shit was crazy. I mean, the fucking unmitigated gall. Kenosha, other than the alderman, the Kenosha county or whatever just had a red wave in the elections. Just had a red wave run through their little area. And they put in a bunch of Republicans because people saw what happened when you had a bunch of fucking Democrats there. They let a roving mob rampage through the city. Okay. Got some more chats here. Nightmare X123 says, I wish you would write a book about being a man. A lot of your takes really resonate with me and makes me seriously wonder what I've been and my standing as a man. There are many mistakes I've made. Well, yeah, man. Of course there are. Mistakes are how we learn and grow. I mean, that's just part of it. You get shit wrong until you get it right. Matthew Spriggs says, termed in December. 2 weeks ago, I was offered terminated. Okay. In December, 2 weeks ago, I was offered a $30 an hour IT job at an NGO with left and corrupt foreign donors. I declined on moral and ethical grounds. I am bussing tables and mopping for $11 an hour gladly before compromising honor. Do not be beholden, especially to people who hate you. What's this? Okay. Chili Coma says, Rackets, been at home with the coop, and you've been invaluable keeping me company. Last night was awesome. Throwback to the biggest problem in the universe. Eternally grateful, Maddox, sick dog lawyer on Dick. If ever in Canada near Runkle, hit me up. We can crack a nice bottle. I would love to come back up to Canadistan, and hang out. I'd love to visit Runkle. I'm now wanting to go. I got to get down to San Antonio again. First of all, I like San Antonio. Second of all, got to go visit Brandon Herrera and the other people down there. AJ Arguello says, free the Discord dozen. I thought it was, isn't it 4 people? I'll think about it. I don't even have a grasp on the fucking situation because of all this damn trial streaming. I owe the Discord some live chats, which we'll be doing very, very soon. Next, Stephen Oglesby says, Wu looks like she came in third in a 2-man axe fight. Mystery guest 01, only one thing counts in this life. Get them to send the chat, which are super. You hear me, you fucking F words? Just Dawn says, when Andrea read Johnny Depp's upcoming witness list, I was shocked to hear the name of a very old friend of mine. So I'll be excited to see if it's him. I haven't seen him or talked to him in years. Scotty Blanton says, how does an attorney justify any object a deadly weapon? Example, you can kill someone with an ice cube if used properly. Deadly weapons tend to be weapons reasonably and understandably capable of causing severe harm. Lots of times there's a list of deadly weapons, firearms, edged blades, brass knuckles, things like that. They tend to be listed out in statute, or they're reasonably and commonly understood to be deadly weapons. But also in the circumstances, if people have specialized training or some sort of thing that would make them knowledgeable that in their hands, the thing could be a deadly weapon, right? Like the whole registering your hands as deadly weapons is like a gay product of 80s and 90s lore and mythology. But if someone knows that their hands are capable of producing death, like Mike Tyson, for example, could cause extreme injury to someone with his fists. How he uses them could really matter. And if he just walks up and fucking kills someone by beating them with his punches, I mean, that's good. They're going to be like, you're Mike Tyson. Your job was to knock out men who were trained to not be knocked out. Startup Lab says, please tell chat about Catherine Zellner. And let's imagine what would happen if she faced off against Rottenborn or Beardoff in this case. Priceless, probably won't happen, but that would be prime time. I'm not actually familiar with Catherine Zellner off the top of my head. Let's see. I assume a lawyer, of course. Catherine Zellner. Who did she extensively in wrongful conviction advocacy? Notable clients include Stephen Avery from Making a Murder, Kevin Fox, who was falsely accused of murdering his daughter, Ryan Ferguson, Larry Eiler, and 19 exonerees who are listed in the National Registry of Exonerations. Okay, so yeah, this is a chick whose entire specialty is dealing with people who are wrongfully accused and in many cases wrongfully convicted. Yeah, I mean it might be good. See, the Johnny Depp case is really it's complicated though. Criminal convictions don't tend to involve 140 witnesses or 120 witnesses. Like they tend to involve a very few witnesses. You got a few fact witnesses that were present at the scene, and then you've got a couple cops, couple experts, things like that. But I mean, these cases, this is abuse spanning years. So it's a different approach to things. But yeah, pretty wild stuff. Let's see. What else do we have? You do not enjoy MMA, but you love boxing, Publius? That's a little strange for me personally. I kind of get bored with boxing. And I think I like MMA as a sport more than boxing. Okay, I have. That's right. Are you ready? Are you ready for some cartography? Well, let me see if I can pull up this, see if this Twitter account has gone protected yet. Okay, here we go. Let's start like this. Here we go. Let's start with this one. Yep, we've got unbreaded coming up. No worries. No worries here. Alexander Vozinil. They've got a quote. We're gonna go through this chronologically. I always like to reveal the fact that the emperor has no clothes, and children are best at that. They teach us how to see the world in that sense. They're without artifice. They see it for what it is. I am drawn to that ruthless honesty. Mira Nair quotes. Who fucking cares about Mira Nair? Alexander Villain. The quality of your thinking determines the quantity of your life. We all know the emperor wears no clothes. Hashtag stop the stigma. What could this be referring to? Maps and their allies are celebrating that Elon Musk bought Twitter. Free speech. Minors and minor attracted people are now able to explain their point of view that mutually desired sex between minors and adults isn't harmful. Get, get, get,
Unacceptable.
wow. Pedo haters are literally proud orcs. This is your brain on sex fascism. Here we go. This is the one I saw. Minor attracted people are society's favorite punching bag. Their prosecution, it's persecution, you dummy, resembles that of witches, blacks, Jews, and gays in the past, but they won't take it no more. Your favorite punching bag punches back. So here's their chart on where maps are the ultimate victim. The scapegoat is considered the evilest, most sinister, and manipulative being there is. That applies to witches, Jews, not blacks, gays, and maps. The scapegoat is assumed to be inherently inferior, subhuman, and worth less than anyone else. Their value is considered to be lower than that of murderers. Well, there's an underlying pseudoscientific theory that justifies everything bad that is happening to the scapegoat. According to this theory, discrimination, hatred, and violence against any scapegoat are not only justified, but necessary to protect the society from it. Nobody is allowed to question the pseudoscience that acts as a basis for the scapegoat. It's not pseudoscience, actually. It's not pseudoscience.
You're up against the wall, and I am the fucking wall.
It's not pseudoscience, man. First of all, it doesn't need to be based on science at all. It's the reality that people don't want adults fucking children. That's the reality here. This is the problem that we've got in communication. We don't want adults having sex with children, ever. Public media such as newspapers portray the scapegoat as physically bad looking. Dude, they are physically bad looking often, ugly and degenerated. Anyone who defends the scapegoat is being attacked immediately, and it is assumed that they must have secret relations with it and or be a scapegoat themselves. Oh, right. You're not a pedophile, just a pedo ally. Is that what this is? Okay. All right. People demand more and more severe punishments for the scapegoat, going as far as demanding torture and death. Scapegoat has no way of defending themselves and to utter any criticism of their treatment. Everything they say is in order to defend themselves is being censored and shouted down, uses further evidence that their scapegoating is justified. Homie, you're being shouted down because the free speech rights of others is that your lifestyle choice to have sex with children is unacceptable. Period. There is no realm in which it becomes acceptable. It is unacceptable. And I know they will say that, well, back in the old days, people married 12-year-olds. And guess what? It was unacceptable. It was more understandable because of the shortness of timeline, like of life expectancy. And it was still unacceptable. The scapegoat is seen as a threat to public morals. You are a threat to public morals. So anyway, here's if the pedo panic was unfounded, you would have helped to obliterate families and incarcerate and traumatize hundreds of millions of minors and adults. And sure, the hatred for witches, blacks, and Jews and gays was bad, but this time you're the heroes, right? Yes. Yeah. Like you can put other things, you can put murderers in with the other scapegoats, right? Like you can blame murderers or you could blame rapists. But just because there's overlap in category of treatment to historical treatment of people groups, that doesn't make the treatment of the current people group wrong when the people group is based on the victimization of someone else. Rapists should be victimized as a people group. They should be scapegoated. They should be blamed for the social ills that they create. Murderers should be blamed for the social ills that they create. Thieves should be blamed for the social ills that they create. And pedophiles should be blamed for the social ills that they create, which is a perpetuation of sexual abuse from generation to generation to generation. You guys just admit that you're reincarnated witch hunters? If the steak fits, brother. Hatred of maps is socially acceptable bullying. All societies have done it to some group of people. Average people need a scapegoat to let out their frustrations. This has got to be a troll account. Why are some people so triggered by what I have to say, by what I say every time I tweet something like mutually desired sex between adults and minors isn't harmful? No, it's very harmful. Some people retweet it and get mad about it. We have free speech on Twitter now. That means people like those below can talk now. Beth Kelly had a sexual relationship starting at the age of 8 with her aunt who is 50 years older than her. That wasn't okay. Source on Woman, Girl, Love, or Lesbians Do It by Beth Kelly. The first woman I ever loved sexually was my great aunt. Our feelings for each other were deep, strong, and full. The fact that she was more than 50 years older than I did not affect the bond that grew between us. And yes, I knew what I was doing every step of the way, even though I had not at the time learned many of the words with which to speak these things. This is victimization. Ivo van Hove, a Belgian theater director. When I was 11, I went to a boarding school in Hoogstraten. It was there that I started a relationship with a teacher. This developed very gradually, very naturally. Of course, there was sex involved, but it meant much more than just that. Everything happened the way I wanted it to happen. This is what Milo said, effectively. But what Milo said was taken a little bit too far. Milo said that He thought for himself that it was fine, but he doesn't think that it was okay for other kids, I believe, if I remember right. But there was tenderness. There were also days when we didn't have sex. There were exceptions. There were days in which they didn't. Oh, well, then. I'm 52 now, and if this relationship ever had any negative consequences, I should have noticed it by now. This article is a negative consequence. It would have been terrible for me if this teacher had been convicted because of our relationship. Now, that would have been really traumatic. In my view, it would have been a great injustice. Absolute insanity in these people. Ugh. Gross. Gross. Holy shit. Anyway. Let's see. Hold on. Wow. Wow. Trying to figure out where to go next. Maybe it's time for an unbreaded. Artifact says she won't shut up and she believes in tarot card readings on TikTok. Help me. Who are you talking about? Okay. I'm shocked and stunned. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that. I don't know what's going on there. I'm baffled. Okay, sorry. I'm stuck. Okay, if you guys have not heard, there is a Knoxville 2.0 that's coming. By the way, if you like the stream, if you like the jokes, if you like the rage and frustration and the rants, click that like button. I don't ask for this enough. I don't talk about it enough. Oh, Damon Mills. Damon Mills. Yeah. There is a Knoxville 2.0 coming up. If you're not familiar with what Knoxville is, Knoxville was a time early in the channel in which Andy Worski was to fight a crippled retard named Tonka Saw. And it did not happen. And Ralph made a lot of fun of Tonka Saw for backing out of the fight. Well, now the times have changed dramatically. Ethan Ralph has agreed to fight Andy Worski. Boogie, 2988 or whatever. Boogie has agreed to fight Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde versus Boogie is the title card. Andy Worski versus Ethan Ralph is the undercard. The question, I've put it to a poll in the chat. Will Ralph fight Andy Worski? 3/4 of you say no. I think that may be the correct answer. I think that may be the most correct answer. We don't know when the fight is. The preliminary agreements have been made. The fight promoter is working on the finalized agreements. If this happens, it's very likely that I will be there live. So, just so you know. Also, guys, I think I'm very close to announcing Matsuri. I just got to get final approval on the announcement. I have been in communication with Matsuri very recently, within the past few days, and I think we're finalizing everything now. Of course, I will be doing a panel at Matsuri. I'm not 100% sure what that panel will be. That is not the announcement. The announcement, the bigger news, will come as soon as I get approval to do so. And I think there may be some other people joining me in that announcement. Go to Anime Matsuri. The hotels are now up. If you have been waiting for the hotels to pop up on that event, now is the time. They are now up, so you can get your hotel room booked. I think at the event rate or whatever. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be a blast. I do believe that Vic Mignogna will be there. I'm not sure if he has been announced, but I'm of the understanding that he will probably be there. I could be wrong on that, but I'm guessing he's going to be there. I will be there. Last weekend of July in Houston, Texas. Come visit. It's fun. The convention is fun. It's a big fiasco. There's food. There's fun. There's anime shit. There's going to be something a little more than anime shit there. And I think there's some people who are going to be there that you might like to meet. So stay tuned. I'll make that announcement soon. I know people have been kind of waiting, and me too. By the way, hashtag me too. I've been waiting, really wanting to make this announcement and start promoting the fun stuff. But I will be doing a panel. That much I can say for certain. The rest of it is just in the final steps of being locked down. I think it's going to be fun. Blur says, and very few chicks. That is not true at all, actually. Tons of females at anime conventions. I mean, they're anime fans, so they come with various levels of issues, maybe, right? Like maybe some of them like the hot poker. I don't know. You get a redo a healer fan, you might be in for a wild ride. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you want the opportunity to hang out with me, meet me in person, I tend to try and have drinks with people and stuff like that. Come on down. I buy donuts. Bring a bunch of fucking donuts. What else do you do but bring donuts? So that's it. It's a fun time. Okay, next. Gosh, I got to bring up where's my incognito window? Here we go. Let's go through this Damon Mills thread real quick. Oh, I think my editor put up the new outro with the updated Twitter account. Okay, Damon Mills. Damon Mills is an anime voice actor. He was accused very recently. Well, we'll get the story. As many of you know, a month and a half ago, my life was devastated by false allegations from an individual I knew nearly a decade ago. I'm grateful that the whole truth is now public and this nightmare is coming to an end. The truth was public when you threatened to sue them and silence them, forced them to make a retraction, even though they had text messages to back up their claims. I mean, okay, I guess. The absolute marvel of this is that in this accusation against Damon Mills, there was far more hard evidence presented in the accusation than any of the accusations against Vic have ever produced. There were actual fucking receipts of inappropriate conversations between Damon Mills and a minor and allegations of unwanted sexual touching, unwanted sexual conversations. And yet, he was protected. Let's see. Art the Clown says Kyle was not guilty. Talking about dumb civil statues of dead punks isn't super fascinating, is it? I found the story to be great. I don't know. Did you not like the story? To those who have waited to hear from me directly, I am so grateful for your patience. The hard reality is that when you have a public platform, any statement you make, even in your own defense, can cause the harassment of your family, your friends, or even your fans. Instead, I have tried to trust the truth to clear my name, and I'm glad. It's amazing what happens when you are an approved person, right? Not conservative and also super gay. And I am glad Duncan has shared that whole truth now. Did he share the whole truth now, Damon? Despite the harm caused, it takes bravery to admit you've done something like this in such a public way, and I wish him no ill will. Okay, sure. Duncan and I never had a romantic or sexual relationship, and the screenshots that damaged my reputation were fabricated. Oh, were they? His accusations were entirely false. Those who know me know that non-consensual acts are against my character and core values. For those who have asked, after 3 months of direct attacks on my livelihood, my attorney sent Duncan a single cease and desist letter asking that he stop contacting my places of work. At no point in that letter did my attorney ask him for a retraction, and neither myself, my attorney, or any representatives of mine have spoken to him after the allegations were published. Any claims to the contrary are untrue. Out of respect for the privacy of all involved, I will not be making a further comment on this situation. I'm honestly not sure when I will fully come back to social media. This experience has been traumatic in a way that is hard to describe. Until then, I want to sincerely thank those who have stood by me throughout this ordeal. Your support, whether public or private, has made the situation bearable, and I'm grateful beyond words. There was no belief for this victim. No belief for the victim. Just a legal threat and a capitulation. So that's the nail in the coffin on the Damon Mills situation. And that's about everything you need to know. I don't know. A lot of people wanted to go through that. It's not all that interesting. But that is the story. Okay. I think it's time. I think it's time. Kind of feels like a non-disclosure agreement public statement. Yeah, I mean, it kind of does, doesn't it? We never asked him for a retraction. You're about to get fucking sued. I'll retract everything. I'll say I made it up. Just stop. Just stop.
Unbread!
It is time. It is time. Oh, it is time for our daily unbreaded. $646. That's pretty close to the one we read. Oh, I was not aware of this. I didn't know these pages were like this. Oh boy. Okay. Tavanas says quick rundown on Unbreaded. Here we go. Let me quickly do that. Unbreaded is a segment that is dedicated to the release of a manifesto by a man named Matthew Harris. Matthew Harris is a former UCLA professor of philosophy. He is a doctoral lecturer, which means he has a PhD in philosophy from Duke University in this case. And he was hired by UCLA to teach classes on philosophy. And he wrote an 803-page book. I find the book to be wildly hilarious. And so every single day at the night show, we pick one page at random. That was the random number generator that you saw, and read that page absent context before or after the piece. And that is it. We go by the PDF file page number, which is different than the page number at the bottom of the screen, because that is the easiest way to do all of this and to choose the correct page. But this is page 646. And we're just gonna get into it. We're just gonna get into it. All crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of binger for 450 years. Kill all crackers for being the enemy of bingers for 450 years. For kill all crackers for being the enemy.
I'm bread!
Whoo! That was a tough page. Oh my goodness. How many pages of that? Let me see. That is section 8, the holy death of mule-blooded crackers, by the way. And it goes on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 22 and a half pages. 23 and a half pages. Whoa. You think he repeats it 450 times? It's very possible. Very possible. Oh, gosh. Okay. That is that. Do we have some more chats? I mean, there are more chats. Let's see. Ocean Redux says Twitter will literally ban you if you report pedo shit claiming you're being intolerant. They're literally a-okay with it and just make it as adult, yet make a joke about God's chosen people, and that's an immediate ban. Adafos says, have a drink for me, Nick. I'm going to talk to a lawyer today about my workers' compensation. I got my case reopened and going to get started on recovering funds that they owe me. Work is trying very hard to fire me over it. Get a good settlement, my friend. You are entitled to workers' compensation for injuries sustained in the course of your job. I will take a drink for you. Holy fuck, it's hot. I'm going to have to go restock on whiskey soon. Actually, only kind of true. Rawset sent me a whole bunch of liquor. It's all just fucking terrible. That's the problem. Get worked up on that bread. Yes, it's. So I've said this before. My heat allergy is an allergy to increases in internal body temperature. So external temperature matters, right? Like if it's hotter outside, you're more likely to have an allergic reaction because your body is more likely to heat up from the external heat. But getting worked up and ranting and stuff, that's internal heat building up inside of you. So yes, I am red, and you'll notice the splotchiness around here. That's my allergic reaction on my forehead. On my arms, it will manifest in hives. It's not too bad right now, but it is fucking itchy. That's the heat allergy. That's the heat allergy. So anyway, to Adafos. Cheers, man. Good luck. Jason of the Great Awakening says, what if Damon Mills groomed Ron Toye? Ron Toye is like twice the age of Damon Mills. He would have probably been into that twink booty. Renee Villarreal says, as sad as it is, male victims go largely unaddressed and are made humiliated. Correct. Correct. They are. They are. All right. Let's do the. You're pregnant, bro? Yes. Wolf V says, on a side note about yesterday's sex toys with Target, if you now search adult toys on the Target app, you get sex toys and Legos. Constitutionalist Libertarian says, Nick, have you had Angel's Envy bourbon? It is finished in a port wine barrel. I have had Angel's Envy bourbon. I like it okay. What I like better from Angel's Envy, and I think is a superior whiskey in general, not just to the Angel's Envy bourbon, but it's one of the best $100, $105 bottles you can buy, is Angel's Envy finished rye, which is finished in Caribbean rum casks. I mean, it is legitimately one of the best $100 bottles of whiskey that you can get. I would recommend it to anyone at all. It is for it would be a good, I mean, it's expensive, right? $100 a bottle is not cheap. But it would be a great starter whiskey. It's very, very smooth. It is not harsh. It has interesting tastes to it. It's good. This one is also finished in port wine casks. This Thomas S. Moore bourbon that I have, which is very good. Those port casks and sherry casks add nice, robust flavor to bourbons. I like it. Rumble username sucks says John Walker Flint is a mentally ill man. Every single picture of him is shot to hide this. I can't believe he even has a husband, and the game has sexist art, but since he's a troon, they ignore it. Oh, that's Brianna Wu. SC Medic 71. Great show with Brandon last night. You were both fantastic, but you were slightly better by a nose. Frozen Yoga 69 says I bought some bumbu, but is rum supposed to smell less appealing than the sweaty scene lesbian I saw moshing to Attila at Warped Tour? I need a good old fat shaming to even take a shot. Frozen Yoga 69. First of all, I am not a fan of rum, so you won't see me singing its praises. I have a toasted coconut rum that I got in Maui years ago, which is phenomenal. But in general, I'm not a big fan. Rum is dirty vodka, is what rum is. That's rum is less pure vodka. Less pure, kind of like all the fucking fat tissue seeping out of every single orifice of your body. You have fat invading everything around you. Your penis is probably turned into an effective vagina by your giant fucking rolls coming off of your pelvis and just enveloping the only thing that made you matter in this entire world. Now you're just a lumpy marshmallow pile of shit. Why don't you try finding a treadmill and rolling on it until the fat is scraped off and you can get up and run? And then keep running, run from your past, run from your disgusting self until you have made something better. And then hit a fucking gym. Try that, you fat piece of shit. SC Medic says, love your story. Quit a toxic EMS agency after 17 plus years. Launched an online EMS education platform. Now a nationally accredited EMS con ed provider, continuing education provider, Valor Medical Services. Very cool, SC Medic 71. Very, very happy to hear that success story. Rumble username sucks says, please don't apologize for mocking worthless deadbeats. I'm here in large part for tasteless jokes about dead commies. Tell another one, maybe about that AK wielding retard from Austin that got vented. Oh, see, yeah, that's a good story. That's a good story. I love everybody telling me like all of my failings as if I don't know. You can still make fun of fat pieces of shit when you consider yourself a fat piece of shit. In fact, you might be better at it. You might be better at it. Bob Pivel says, hey, Nick, please raise a drink in honor and remembrance for me. I recently lost my patience with society and consider it dead and gone. Check out the film 2011, The Sunset Limited. God bless. Keep on keeping on, bro. To Bob Piffle, in honor and remembrance of him and his purposeful exit from society. Hopefully not an exit from life. I don't think that's what this super chat is. And if it is, brother, don't do it. But walking away from societal disdain and walking into self-fulfillment, personally chosen community and camaraderie with friends and family of your choice at your direction is self-fulfillment and self-improvement. So focus on you. Take the time to get a grasp and wrangle on who you are before you choose to re-enter society on your own terms, brother. Cheers. Okay. Time for the rest of the super chats that we will be going through. I think that's the end of the stories that I have. Daniel Chapman says, mate, you never read my super chat the other day. Love your work. I try to get every super chat. If I miss one, please tell me and I can, let me see if it's still on my list. I know there were some weird issues that I had with various streams. Let me see where. That's not you. Twitch tonight. No, unfortunately, I have to drive 2 hours. I have to leave in 7 hours to do that. So, all right, buddy. I do not have it on here. I apologize. Well, it's still going. Hold on. Okay, this is I think this is as far back as it's going. Nope, we got it there. Okay, there. Yeah, dude, I don't have it. I went back really fucking far. We're back past the Medicare Fuentes thing. I don't know where this would have been. I'm way back in the list. So I apologize if I missed it. I know a lot of people were having trouble sending super chats, and I know I've had a thing where I do a super chat, it says it takes my money, and then the chat never shows up on screen, and then I get refunded later. So that could have happened too. And if it did, I apologize. I have nothing to do with that. So sorry if I missed it. Stephen Oglesby says, can you do a toast to my wife who just got a promotion? She's a nurse who survived cervical cancer, breast cancer, and an aneurysm, and rehabbed herself to full health so she could return to the job she loves. Yes, to Stephen Oglesby's wife, a nurse, a servant, someone with an attitude of service, compassion, and care. Someone with a heart for provision for their community and for their fellow person. Someone who was afflicted by multiple ailments, overcame them, and nursed themselves back to health so they could in turn provide health and recovery to others. May her commitment manifest in a better community and longevity for the people around her. Cheers. Bob Pivel says, he cheers. You nailed it. God bless, but do watch the movie. Interesting. Thank you. Jason of the Great Awakening says, as a large piece of shit myself, can confirm making fun of large pieces of shits is holy work. The J guy told me that everyone needs a hobby. It's true. Daniel Chapman, and your chat got censored. Oh, sorry, brother. Maybe send it to C Goody and he can send it on to me. Tag him. Chris Cola says swap manifestos, read the Unabombers instead. No, I'm liking the unbreaded. We've got 3 years of unbreaded, basically. Okay. Here we go. Vienna waits for you. What the fuck, Nick? Go get some sleep, for God's sakes. I'm about to. Cleveland Steamer. Who knew Rackets was a softie? All lol. I'm a tad too. Someone with just symbols for a name says, don't worry about the name. Oh, there you go. Does anybody know if you need to show vaccination proof to witness the Depp trial? And I know this is dumb to ask too, but if you're not a VA resident, do they let you in? I believe it's merely first come, first serve. I don't know about the vaccination status thing. There is an attendance page. You can go to the Fairfax County Court. You can get the Fairfax County Court will have you can contact them, or they should have an attendance thing. You probably have to get there very early because it's going to be the first people in up to a number, probably like 40 or 50 people. And then that's it. Everybody else has to be in a different room or outside. Cleveland Steamer says toast to family and kids. I will toast some tea. Probably need not as much liquor. To family and children. Truly the things that for me make life worthwhile. Kyle says, hope your daughter makes a full recovery from the stuffed ladybug attack. I'll keep her in my prayers. Yes, thoughts and prayers. I'll be putting up a GoFundMe for her recovery. Slagla says, Brittany Fenty's uterus quivered watching that dad moment. Brittany Fenty is just out there waiting for some man to make her into a mom. Mike Huckhold says, bowl of meth a day keeps the doctor away. Does your dentist charge you hazard pay for working around that skyscraper? 80s Branca, your nose, epic. Yes, he does. It's awful. Christopher Gorey says, the smoking Dr. Shannon Curry put me in mind of another infamous smoking hot Shannon Tweed. Take Drexel to the Mr. Girl panel. That'd be pretty funny. Keaton Landenberger, it was Angel's Envy finished rye. Angel's Envy finished rye, and it's finished in Caribbean rum casks. Eric Copa says, hey, what's your problem with Eric's today? I have a problem with Eric's every fucking day. Just kidding. Oh, man. Kyan Rennell says, Mel is gayer than Playgirl magazine and Jack Murphy. Platinum Gambit. Wait, I read that one. TJ Ventura says, names of jurors in Kim Potter are set to be released tomorrow. Is this something that is normally done? Says other info about selection process as well. Yeah. Once the trial is over, their names can be released. Their names are not particularly private. That's perfectly fine. Now, people cannot badger them for interviews. They can politely ask, and if they are aggressively questioned or pressured for interviews, they can go to the court and get people in trouble. Righty Rofty Pixel says, you going to continue Damon Mills stuff from yesterday? I mean, I guess there wasn't really much. It was just those 8 tweets, which all said a bunch of fucking bullshit. CW says, big head to go with that big nose, eh? The biggest. Gray Fox, what up, Binger? You said you got to go to the dentist in the morning. Imagine what Jack Murphy's poor dentist. No! Unbritted. Julie O, fellow narcoleptic here, missing my GHB. The Sound of Cheese, have you all been contacted by Eve Barlow? I have not been contacted by Eve Barlow. Have I tried Belvine Caribbean Cask? That's an awesome whiskey. Yeah, I have. I like the Belvine whiskeys. Am I doing the Mr. Girl panel? I have not decided yet. First of all, I don't know if I'm available. I'm checking in on it. And then I haven't decided if I want to or not. But it will be my opportunity to go call them a bunch of fucking gross pedophiles. So I might do that. I don't know. I feel like there might need to be someone there to say, yeah, actually, no, this is not really okay at all. It's not an okay thing. Gray Fox is, read that one. Julie O, read that one. Julie O, didn't they find the turds are bots/bot? I have no idea. Joe O, Flesh and Bones, use a USB extension cable to reduce heat, bro. No, I think that the damage is done. And I don't so my cam link was heating up like crazy, but interestingly, the ports and the area around the ports are not particularly warm. I think this thing just fucking wore out. I think that's the issue. I don't know. I haven't been watching my screen the entire time. Has my screen been flickering to the Elgato screen on this stream? I haven't noticed it. I noticed it on the daytime stream, but I haven't noticed it here. The Texarcist says, if Ricada is in the manosphere, would that make those he collaborates with also by association. Oh, wait, Joe has his wife drive for him, so yeah, probably not. The Real Hydro PX says, Yellow Flash seems like the kind of guy who kisses his girl after Matt is done with her. Aw. Kai and Renell, a typical comment in chat is Nick is late and gay. Christopher Nicholson says, that is not a typical comment. Typical comment, ask them balls or no balls, Nick. Correct. By the way, there was an unreasonable amount of simping for Andrea today. I really like having her on the panel. I think she's very insightful and knows so much about this case, but y'all some thirsty motherfuckers. And she's like, here, let me show my shirt. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? Why? Chris Nichols says, what first sparked your interest in political philosophy, specifically liberty? For me, personal study of Christian theology, initially more so academic and later spiritual, followed by study of economics in college. Just curious. No, I mean, once I've always been an ass. That may surprise people. But I've always been an ass, just snarky and sarcastic. And the idea that I should be able to be snarky and sarcastic at my own leisure without being shut down because people don't like it. I've also been a storyteller for a long time and a joke sayer for a long time. So the idea of getting in trouble or punished or removed or reduced because of jokes, because of stories, because of allegory or allusion to other stories, or even direct quotes of other stories is nonsensical to me. So that's where it started. It started in my desire to tell stories and to tell stories freely, because I think the best stories are ones that aren't censored or molded around the political zeitgeist of the current culture. I think the best stories are true, whatever they may be. And I don't mean real, like I don't mean nonfiction. I just mean that they give truth. And truth sometimes requires rough stories. So that's what started it. And then, going through civics and government classes and learning about the First Amendment in principle, and then reading about the First Amendment and how it's evolved. And of course, law school reinforced that. But by the time I got to law school, I was firmly on the side of originalist readings of the Bill of Rights. Pancho Villa says, cheers, Nick. Please consider checking out the Patrick Tomlinson case at some point. It is rife with hilarity. That Patrick Tomlinson case. Patrick Tomlinson, you're a dumb motherfucker. You are a stupid piece of shit. And everything that happens to you, go for it. I hope, all of the shitty results of your stupid legal case, I hope they come in droves. You're dumb and you're a salty, sensitive bitch. And you sue people who make fun of you. And people who sue people for making fun of them need to fuck right off. So there you go. Maybe he'll sue me now. Guy tried to pull a Maddox and now owes his trolls $30,000 plus. See more at payquasi.lol. Grim Jack says Mercedes Carrera's here and got pushed back to next month again. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Grim Jack, I was going to check on that. I'm very, very interested if that case will ever happen. It's all, she gets it pushed back and then she goes and bitches about how she's never had a trial in over 2 years. Bitch, you keep requesting it to be pushed back. Go to trial. See what happens. See how that turns out for you. Right now, she gets to run the jailhouse victim thing. It's not going to work out so well, I don't think, when the facts of that case come out. Maybe I'm wrong. But Mercedes Carrera is looking kind of like a pedophile. Elijah V says burgundy sauce. Okay. Porkmaster, apparently we're all incels. Fuck's sake. Eugenius Bear, I am team popcorn. Popcorn all the way. Biden quotes, thank you for the donation. Sean says, when do you sleep? Lol, but love the streams, man. When do I sleep? Not often enough. Shirley S. says, the Depp trial has shown us we all now have a common enemy, and Amber is thy name. It's someone to target that represents everything we hate in general and Hollywood specifically. Biden quotes, I'm super drunk, but I've been following you for a year. Mistakenly just sent you money without anything. I accept that. You deserve it. I love everything you've put on. Let's go, Brandon. Hey, thanks, Biden quotes. I appreciate it, brother. Fair and Balanced says there's a YouTube video comparing Amber Turd to the chick from Gone Girl. The comparisons and footage from both is seriously shocking. Keep up the great work. Candace Marie says, to be honest, I'm surprised they didn't see that balls or no balls was the typical chat. They didn't stick around long enough. Battle Elf says, no me pegas. And then a bunch of fists and hearts. Brian Cochran, I broke up girl in high school. She falsely accused me of rape after his payback. When I found out from everyone, she told the truth, but the damage was done. Fuck that. William Drell says, ladies' night equals you're now a rapist because they drank more. Yeah, you got to be careful. Knock them unconscious and take them home early. Then let them wake up and get consent from them. Scarfy the Strange says, could you look into the Tesla discrimination lawsuit? Seems to be the basis for calling Elon Musk a racist. Maybe. I've got a lot to look into right now. Iric the Red says, Eddie Kim is destroying the stereotype that Asian folks are smart and successful. What a trailblazer. Andrew War Snowboard says, whiskey is for closers. Put that whiskey down. That whiskey is for closers. You think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you. I'm here from downtown. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Eugenius Bear says, when does the SWAT team show up tonight? Probably as soon as I start making fun of cat boys or whatever. Knight James 2 says, cheers, Nick. Got fired from my old job, but ended up with a better one I would never have been brave enough to look for. God works in mysterious and anxiety-inducing ways. Here's to both of our successes. Do the whole scene. I used to know the whole scene word for word and in order. Now I just know snippets of it because it's been so long. But God, I love that. What's your name? Fuck you. That's my name. You see this watch? You see this watch? This watch costs more than your car. That's who I am. And you're nothing. God, I fucking love that scene. Knight James 2. Cheers, Nick. Oh, wait, I read that one. No, I didn't. Got fired from my old job, but ended up with a better one I would have never been brave enough to look for. God works in mysterious and anxiety-inducing ways. Here's to both of our successes. No, I did read that one, but now I've read it twice. No quit. Thank you for the donation. Boone, your green thumbnail still has your old Twitter handle. Yes, we're working on getting that fixed. I won't be changing all the old thumbnails, though. Will not. Night James 2 also shame me into working out. I am not fat, but I am a twig who wants to carry my girlfriend down the aisle one day. Thanks, Gigabeak. Night James 2. Night James 2. Start working out. Become a lift. Improve yourself. Get strong enough, and also, most importantly, be inspiring enough that as you grow in stature and in muscle mass, your lady is encouraged to shrink in overall mass alongside you. And that symbiosis will represent a successful marriage as she gets small enough and you get big enough to reach the economic equilibrium of hauling her ass down the aisle and across the threshold of your home. Go do it, you piece of shit. Dank Count says, take a shot. Against my better judgment, I will. You know how you know you're old? If you guys watched Game of Thrones, I'm like, look, I know all the fucking bad seasons. Okay, stop. Have you watched Game of Thrones season 1? When Robert Baratheon goes back and gets Ned Stark and they're traveling back to the Capitol. And Robert is talking to Ned, and he's like, let's just go off, right? This is the king, and he's like, let's just go. Let's just ride off. We'll become wandering swordsmen, staying in pubs or whatever, taverns, and fucking wenches every night and whatever. It'd be great. Sell swords. And Ned's like, yeah, maybe 20 years ago, but not now. And then Robert Baratheon talks about, I love this scene. Whatever you think of Game of Thrones, this scene and this writing was just fucking, it was perfect. It was perfect. He says to Ned Stark, he asks him, do you remember the first man you killed? And I think Ned responds, but Robert says, yeah, I do. I remember. And he's talking about, he was young. He's like, I hit him with my hammer right in the chest. He remembered the guy's name. I don't remember his name. Some pompous, noble kid, his first battle. And Robert had hit him with his hammer in the chest. He said, God, I was strong then. Knocked him over. He's whispering, he's gasping on the ground. He begs, the fucker begs me for mercy. And then he crushes him, right? Kills him. That is age right there. They nailed it. They nailed it. Just that they got Robert, right? He's sitting there with the burden of all that he's amassed. And all he wants is the simple life of when he was young and fucking strong and his dick worked. That's that is age perfectly explained by George R.R. Martin. And I have a theory of watching media, movies, TV shows, and I call it the Lifehouse theory, which is a gay name I came up with a long time ago. Because Lifehouse has that shitty song, Hanging by a Moment, Here With You. And so I will forgive leagues of bad in a media production if there is a moment that is done excellently. And that is season 1 Game of Thrones, which is overall not that bad. But that was just so well done. And that is one of those moments in Game of Thrones at the early stuff where you're like, oh, okay, this is why this was popular. This is truth. It's truth just delivered. Miles Chang says, first time super chat, and to Eddie Kim, I say, shame for display. You deserve a spanking from rooftop Koreans. Christopher Nicholson says Medusa quote was from Love on the Spectrum, episode 1. Dank Count says, are you going to take a shot or am I wasting these super chats for no reason? I'll finish this shot, but I sip typically. It was a Targaryen that he killed. Good. I just don't remember the name. The name of who he killed was unimportant to me. Andrew War Snowboard says twitch.tv/A_war snowboard. I killed Renala on my last stream and only got to her by pushing the requisite boss down an elevator shaft. Live live tomorrow. Daniel Dyer, welcome to Paralegal Status. Tara Rayner, behavior panel gave their interpretation of her deposition and have part 1 of Johnny Depp and turd during his testimony. Interesting watch, and she looks nuts. I was talking to someone about this. The behavior panel is the behavior panel, and people can like them or dislike them to their own pleasure. I don't really care. People have asked me if I will bring a behavior expert on the show during the trial, and to that I say, no, I will not. And the reason I will not is because whatever insights behavior analysts, which is a very controversial pseudoscience, by the way, that bears repeating. And to their credit, I believe the behavior panel would acknowledge that it is a controversial pseudoscience. It is not something that would be admissible in any court of law. There is not anywhere near a scientific basis or consensus for their conclusions. And so with that being said, whatever their conclusions may be, right, wrong, is indifferent here. their analysis during a trial of witnesses isn't super useful because the jury is not a behavior expert. So their advice can be useful to counsel or whatever if they, you know, say, oh, this person is acting in this particular way. Maybe there's places to push or explore. Sure, fine, whatever. But the jury watching a witness is not a behavior expert. So the jury is not drawing these conclusions based on experience, expertise, training, whatever education they have. So if anybody wants me to bring them on, nah, I don't want to do that. I've never talked to any of them specifically. I would love to have them on a non-trial show and talk about what they do and do some like post analysis, but during the trial, no. During the trial, no. Rice Jones says the Amazon tribes kind of have a confirmation bias. If you have a tooth issue in the jungle, you basically die. Over time, that's going to breed out bad teeth. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. What is my life? Says Ralph will abandon this fight like he did his kid. I think that's going to happen. Here, let me end this poll. Invite one on just to disagree with their analysis. That would be funny. But I don't have, again, when I watch trials, like I like to watch it from the perspective of a juror in a way. I want to see what the juror sees. But along with, I mean, my legal education and training helps inform my personal opinions. And I like to translate what's going on for people as much as possible. But that being said, like drawing conclusions about it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I think that's, I don't know that it's super valuable. David A. Hamilton says, what was that face you made when I asked Andrea about Jack today? I probably just general disgust at who Jack Murphy is and sadness that it was being that I would have to bring that up on the daytime stream. Let's see. Next, Broken Compass Comics says, hey, Nick, Twitter DM of my buddy that is handsome you. Wait a minute, motherfucker. Also allow me to shill the early sign up for my comic on Indiegogo, Magnificent Bastards. Well, I guess. Guys, go check out Magnificent Bastards on Indiegogo. I love independent creators. Go check it out if it's something you like. Go do it. Lev Polyakov says, fun fact, Robert Reich's son founded College Humor. Also would love to have you on Break the Rules one day. I'm open to interviews to pretty much anywhere. It's all a matter of if you can get a hold of me and if I have the time in my calendar. I'm happy to do them. Steven Severin says, Michael Massey killed Brandon Lee with the prop gun. Oh, okay. I don't know if his I'm not familiar with the facts surrounding his situation, so I don't know if it's similar to Alec Baldwin's or not. Igor Slagathor says, would love to see you do a review / breakdown of Robert Abrams' deposition, video titled Deposition Misconduct by Attorney Witness. Adolf Hitler says, that's a dude. Cele 333, if I remember correctly, Wu tried to claim harassment on the game's Steam forum, but forgot to log out of the dev account for the harassing message. Phoenix Lord Asserman says, that's kind of gay. I'm not going to lie. What's kind of gay? You're like 20 seconds behind, so I don't remember. Frog Nation says, I support that rant. Rusty Shackleford, of course, Musk buying Twitter is democratic. He had a poll. Timothy Reaver says, typical comment on this channel, balls or no balls. Siumara says, kicker about that game, all the crying about misogyny and objectification, but the characters were bimbofied. Ian McCarter says, Nick, I got a job yesterday after 8 weeks. Read that one. The realistic mystic, welcome. Sent a sunglasses emoji. Very much appreciated. Stephen Oglesby says, is Robert Reich taller than lawyer Tom? And attorney Tom? Yes. Yes, he is. Next, Parul Srivastava says, do you think Mr. Edward White's testimony was bad for Johnny Depp as he was quite aggressive on the witness stand? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Amber Heard's turd says, Amber left me out in the cold all alone. Tara Rayner, the pattern of the abuse Johnny Depp took is the same as it was for me. He, like me, thought we could fix them and believed we were the root to all of it until we didn't. She used his past experience to control him. Yes, I agree. Brewing Bear, could you imagine thinking freedom/free speech is bad? Getting close to having no hope in most people. Wish me luck on my search for a quiet mountain. Keep killing it, and I'm going to try to catch up with and I'm trying to catch up with you kids. Dude, I honestly don't understand why anyone would think that banning speech is appropriate. Phoenix Lord Asserman says, I'm like a minute behind, but I find your rationale behind not having body language types on somewhat lacking. What do they add to the legal analysis of the case or to the education of the case? Like, they're just a person noticing something that someone does on a witness stand or in the gallery or whatever, and then making a conclusion, which is unverifiable. I hate to say, like, what, we don't have influence over what the questioning is. So, like, if they're like, oh, you know what? They're doing that, which could indicate disdain. Maybe you should press harder on that. Except we can't. So there's no falsifiability to the claim. So what's the value of having them on the stream? I don't know. I don't get it. Like I said, I'm happy to have them on a non-trial show, but I'm not bringing on a bunch of therapists and other stuff on the trial shows either. So I try to keep the trial shows largely limited to lawyers. I included Tug when he wants to be on because he is well-versed in all of the lore of the case, and I thought that would add value. But I mean, as far as anybody else, I'm not super interested. Dr. Squirrel Boy 12 says, across the border this week in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, a 10-year-old girl was murdered. Please say a prayer and donate. Search Lily Peters on GoFundMe. Thanks. Damn. Bear Lamb says, when the German army invaded Poland, they walked in backwards. The Polish people thought we were leaving. Battle Elf says, less peon rage. Kidda says, Revolution 60 Twitch stream. We need this. Oh, maybe. Ray says, went from a divorce ex-felon, fresh out of prison, to part owner of a local business in 2 years. Amazing what you can do when you get away from a herd-like partner. Exactly. Exactly. Dat Boy O'Reilly says, Ken would be interesting to have on. I love Ken. Would love to have him on to talk about things outside of a trial stream. So it's just how I do trial streams personally. I think it's hard to strike the correct balance on how much interaction and banter you have while also hearing testimony. Some of the testimony is bullshit and boring and useless, but then sometimes there's really interesting stuff. And if the banter is and commentary is about the case, that's one thing. If the banter and commentary is completely unrelated and shutting out interesting or important testimony, you start to run into problems. The more people you have on, the more prone you are to it. So. Phoenix Lord Asserman, make the case to me, man. Tell me what insight they have that is valuable to a trial stream. I'm making this shit up as I go. Like it didn't exist before Kyle Rittenhouse. And it's now becoming a cottage industry, right? Like it's now becoming this thing. But what I did during Kyle Rittenhouse didn't exist. Now people are branching out and doing more and different things and having different ideas. Sell me on the idea. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I just did it first. And by fucking luck, by the way, it's not like I planned any of this shit. Gamer Guy 151, welcome to Super Lawyer Status. Righty Rofty Pixel says, put that coffee down. Coffee's for grifters only. Anthony Leonardi, Nick, big fan. Used to be a journalist and decided to go to law school. Your channel has put a fire in me knowing I made the right choice. Would love to bring you on campus one day. Keep at it. Yeah, brother. I got your DM on Twitter. I'll respond. And yeah, I would be, I don't know about, I don't remember what school you go to, but I'd be happy to do something. I don't know. Andrew War Snowboard says, fuck you. That's my name. Suspicious Duck. Look up channel Flash Gets for some amazing Warhammer 40K animations if you haven't already. Cheers, Quack. Oh, no. Love Flash Gets. They're fucking great. Love them. They're fantastic. Startup Lab. Do you think Depp ever thinks how misguided his lefty lib views are, given these same people trashed him without a second thought? How can he not see it? Yes. I also think we tend to impose our interest in politics on others when they make political statements, and that may not be necessarily true. Johnny Depp is in Hollywood. Everyone around him has a particular political stance. Do we really think they've gone in depth unanimously on this? Or do they just adopt a convenient position that some, random friends, producers and directors may have, right? Like, so they just roll with it. Like the idea that these people who live aloof lives free of the consequences of normal people have the same level of political input into themselves. I don't buy it. Brewing Bear says, do you still practice? Only asking because it seems like to stream 20 hours a day. Right now, no, I'm not taking on clients right now. I'm much happier doing YouTube. I am still in active status. I maintain my continuing legal education and my license. And will continue to do so. If I choose to take a case, I will. But taking a case means not streaming anywhere near as much. So not super interested in that right now. Jimmy Lansing, fun fact, Palmetto State Armory AR-15 upper and lower receivers, also rails, are made in Florida. I know because I work at a facility. Cool. Callie and Blackwell says, your court stream is super great. Thanks. Can't stop watching from day one. Damn. Chris Nichols says, haha, love it. Joking aside, there's a real profundity in the fact that both Christianity and offensive, crude humor can spark one's realization of the truth within and value of individual liberty. Thanks for everything, Nick. I also think that Christianity and offensive, crude humor are not as incompatible as people think they are. Next, the Realistic Mystic says, here's to you and here's to me, friends forever, we shall always be. And if you should ever disagree, then fuck you and here's to me. Heart from Chi-Town. Thank you, Realistic Mystic. Fair and Balanced sounds like Stosh equals Stan in Polish, and you're Polish? Dude, I'm Polish, but I don't know any Polish. I missed the opportunity to learn Polish from my grandfather, and it's one of the few things I really, really wish I would have done differently in my life. Jason of the Great Awakening says, put Depp in touch with patron saint of based Mel Gibson and based Archbishop of Vigano, and the world will be healed. Eric Miller says, I'd love to watch you play Homefront 1. Oh, dude, Homefront 1 was fucking fun. Mainly because I think watching you kill communists inside a White Castle would be fun. It's an older game. I played through Homefront 1. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Homefront 2 did not land for me. Amy Matura, is Nick's last name real? Yeah. Yeah, you can look. I'm public. You can publicly access me. I'm in the Minnesota Lawyers Registration database. So yeah. Jason the Great Awakening says this Kenosha confirmation that so-called devolution to state and local levels is working gives me happy feelings. IKS DJ Van 100 says if the tree goes up, someone should take a skateboard to the tree like he did to Rittenhouse until it's felled. Well, and then the girlfriend would be forced to maintain it. She has to pay the maintenance on it. So that'd be funny. Scarfy the Strange, have Hubert standing proudly with his skateboard over the bruised body of his grandma in that statue, just to show the world what he was truly like. Jason the Great Awakening says the ones wanting the monument forgot that history belongs to the victors. Irony, given they are probably communist. I'm dumb, but I ain't that dumb, says Hubert's last skateboard trick was not death-defying. Anthony Leonardi says, Nick, big fan of yours, used to be a journalist, decided to go to law school. Your channel has put a fire in me knowing I made the right choice. I'm glad, brother. I'm glad. Marmer 132 says, Mike, a.k.a. One Punch Man. Startup Lab, she's on Depp's team. Oh, is she? Then where is she? KF says, no prosecutions for Hunter Biden laptop censorship. The Hot Dog Wizard says, the Nose of Influence show is what I fall asleep to. Minor Zircon, people are attracted to me. Marmer 132, put that map on a wall and don't forget the darts. Najma says, my dad was recently the victim of a hit and run. Question, is filing a civil suit worth the hassle? Insurance is only willing to pay out $30,000. Hospital bills are around $500,000. Well, it depends on who the hit and run person is and what their insurance has, right? That's the trick. It sounds like so insurance is only willing to pay out $30,000. That's probably like uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage is what it, like you can't identify the other driver's issue. But yeah, I mean, a civil suit can be worth the hassle if you know who the other party is and they have anything to take. Sure. Sir Marhouse says, cutting together my first YouTube video. Thanks for the company. Do I hate video editing? Me too. I'm doing an abridging of each chapter of Lord of the Rings. Will be up tonight. Awesome. SCFU says, stopped watching Survivor last night because they went full woke. Facebook is full of similar. At Samuel M needs to go see his dad or he'll regret it forever. Brewing Bear says, word is a rage pig is fighting Andy Worski. Please take this fight instead. The memes need this. David A. Hamilton says, replace scapegoat with bingers. Sounds quite familiar. Charles League, notice the scapegoat checklist has black people and witches as the least persecuted group. Marmer 132, maps, victims of hate. Damn straight. Dread, a witch could possibly grant me a wish. A map isn't even worth the powder it'd take to blow them away. Anyway, thanks for the late stream during my closing shift. Charles League, also, we shouldn't discourage these pedos from announcing this on Twitter. Let everyone know who you are. Scarvy the Strange, maps, we can talk now. Me, I'm listening. Christopher Nicholson says, Knoxville is the scruffy little city that did it. Y'all come down. Mr. Lullinator says, we know that Andy will give Ralph a beating. We also know the best thing for Ralph is to take it like a man. We also know Ralph never does what's in his best interest. Let's see. Ocean Redux says, Nick, you better watch the Chainsaw Man anime when it comes out. KF, great show while it lasted. Hashtag unbreaded. Oh my God, this is awesome. Lol says, the words have lost all meaning. Ryuzan says, all work and no play makes Matthew Harris a dullbinger. Scavenger McSpazzy says, please, the book Hypnosis is Calling Me must unalive all crunchers for being the enemy of blingers for $4.50. Energy says, I clapped. Kaldrig, what does he want to do to crackers and for how long? I didn't quite catch that. Gordo Fabulous turned 43 years old today and just now feel like I'm getting my life together. To all the youngins, hang in there. You'll figure it out eventually. To Nick, thanks for the whiskey advice. You're welcome. And thanks for that life advice. Young men need to hear it. Honestly, I needed to hear it. And I didn't hear it enough when I was younger. When I was frustrated, when I was angry, when I was sitting there saying, why the fuck don't these people listen? Why do they insist on doing this the hard way? I know the easy way. Just let's do it the easy way. And instead, they listen to dumb people merely because they were a decade older. It gets better. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not smart and it's not efficient, but it is what it is. Bon Necron 444. It's to my old friend Tarot Star, who passed yesterday. He was my friend since 1983, a mentor to myself and many others. His insights and wisdom will be missed. Frosty Guns 55 says, we need more DACA, the ones on the wall. Preacher, regardless of context, if you are not man enough to own up to what you did, don't you dare say Binger deserved to eat a muffin. Still, though, 580A says you're in for it from Eve tomorrow over today. Wait, what? Okay. Art the Clown says, my wife and I love you. We're on our way to Vegas. Make sure the chat wishes us luck. And Brianna Wu, an Adam's apple removal. Art the Clown, good luck in Vegas, buddy. I hope it works out for you. And I hope you have a good time with your wife. That's the most important part. Chris Koala swap. Wait, read that one. Pepsi Man says, you missed Mills' lawyer claiming responsibility for the words in the cease and desist. Mills used his own lawyer for cover as he threw him under the bus. Willie, well, I didn't see that at all. I mean, maybe it was somewhere, but I didn't see those responses. Willie Pro 63 says, just turned 24 yesterday. Any tips for a young man struggling with motivation due to depression? I start so many different things, but can never finish. Well, my advice is more basic than this. Is stop worrying about finishing something. Most tasks that are worth doing don't finish, right? Like you don't finish being married to a woman and starting a family. You don't finish raising children. Like even as they're adults, you don't finish. Even if they pass away, you don't finish. That part of you never changes. You don't finish improving yourself. You don't finish learning. You don't finish maintaining your health. You don't finish improving your physical self. You may take breaks. You may be bad at it, but you don't ever finish. So stop worrying about finishing shit and then focus on you. If you're struggling with depression, do things that naturally fight against depression. Exercise is one of them. And then look for small achievements, dude. Go for when you've got nothing else, go for an easy victory. Go back to an old video game that you did well at, that you enjoy. Read a book that you get insight from or found useful. Read it again. You might find something new. Do something that will give you a temporary victory when you need it. Go for the full victories all over the place, the ones that are more impactful when you got it. When you don't got it, when things are down, the chips are down, look to something that is an easy win and then focus on self-improvement, because that's the one thing in this world that you can change is you. By the way, happy birthday, though. I know it seems weird. Art the Clown says, missed my earlier super chat, so why not bribe you again? My wife and I are in Vegas and we need some luck. And also, Brianna Wu needs an Adam's apple removal. Mr. Lawlinator, got a new priest from Africa at my Catholic church. So many shitlibs at church. He's super based and red-pilled. Can't wait for hilarity to ensue. Church is going to rock again. That is awesome. That's going to be fun. Andrew War Snowboard, I'm in danger of losing my job due to jokes. I've applied elsewhere where I may actually be free to be myself and speak my mind. I felt so restrained the past few years, and I hate it. Lorgar Apologist, you might be horrified, but Slanesh is doing great. Lieutenant Hughes says Ironblood Temple on Twitter for coaching deals. Dying Clocketeer says thoughts on Woodford Reserve. I'm pretty inexperienced with whiskey, and I always remember getting some of that in a pinch. Woodford's a fine go-to whiskey. Small bar. Woodford Reserve is going to be safe on a plane. Woodford Reserve exists on Delta, which is nice because it could be a whole lot worse. And then, if you're looking for an inexpensive whiskey that's reliable, Woodford's a good one. I like it. Grim, welcome to Paralegal Status. Pony Boy says, take us on a tour of the art in the background. Well, I got Rowboat Girly Man down there. He's a Primarch of the Ultramarines. I Am Not a Cat is a painting by a friend of mine named Eric Waugh. He's a fantastic painter, and he captured that meme-worthy moment. The whiskey bottles, these are a collection of bottles that I actually have. Also by Eric Waugh, commissioned by my wife for our anniversary. There's some fun other things in there. The fireball being knocked down because I think it's a piece of shit. The Boss Hog that is broken in the middle, I dropped in Tampa on the ground. It was like dropping a PlayStation 5. It was really fucking traumatizing. There's a glass that the ceramic mug here that looks like me, which is fun. And then down here is a painting by Robert Hurst. It's a mashup of various horror icons. Robert Hurst is a friend of my mom who passed away recently from terminal cancer, but he was a damn fine artist, and you can find his work at a damnfineartist.com. Help his wife get rid of his inventory. It was something he tried to do fully before he passed and was not able to fully complete that task. But there you go. That's the tour of the art in the background. Sir Marhouse, update. Video is up. Give it a look. I know it's long, but love feedback from everyone. We'll get a better mic for next vid. Love you, Rackets. Stephen Oglesby says, F them all. I love your streams. Charles Fisher, the only person who's made more money than the nose off of the Grifton house is Kyle himself. That might be true. That might be true. Simon Perrant, hello, back to France. Dude, I'm coming back to France in 2024 if I can. I've long wanted to bring my wife to Paris and then maybe, go on a tour of the Loire Valley and have some romantic chateau time, if you know what I'm saying. STFU says, nah, I love body language ghost, but what she does wouldn't translate. Trial observers need to be tactical with foundational legal knowledge. You got the sauce. Thank you, STFU. And I would love to talk to body language ghost. Don't misunderstand. I mean, I think their insights are very interesting. I don't think they're for the trial stream. But Phoenix Lord, again, you know how to contact me, buddy. I'm willing to hear the counter argument. Redevoted Denmark, upgraded to lawyer status. Thank you, Ash B. Say whatever. Some dubs are great, like Shield Hero. Cy Martindale, thank you for the donation. Phoenix Sword says, if you want a good laugh, check out the Mersh documentary by Porcelain Part 1 released today, and it's a gold mine. And then finally, that's it, actually. No, that's the last one. Whew. Oh, no, wait. Stephen Oglesby says, F them all. I love your streams. Again, he sent it twice. I thought I'd already read it. Jay Winkler says, we the super chat have discussed and we want Andrea to wear tighter, more form-fitting tops. We the super chat have spoken, and so it shall be. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I would not be surprised if the next time she's on my show, she's in a fucking burlap sack that is shapeless and formless, like the void before God separated the night from the day in Genesis 1. All right. Angie Harrover says that I totally forgot joined as a paralegal last night. To be fair to me, I sometimes the member stuff doesn't get preserved if like the window gets refreshed and stuff like that. See, Ponyboy says, you know how Amber Heard mimics people in the court? I wish you would mimic Johnny on your next live stream and wear a bougie ass suit. You want me to wear like a suit for a Johnny Depp stream? Maybe I'll do that for Amber Heard's deposition. Maybe I'll wear a suit. We'll see. It gets me, like, I get really warm. Amber Heard's turd says, represent me in domestic violence case versus Amber. Amber Heard's turd, she did not violence against you. She just left you. She left you in bed. Okay. Okay. There we go. Christopher Nicholson. Yeah, I want to go back when Notre Dame is reopened. That's why I want to go. But I mean, there's so many other places I want to go, right? Like, I want to go back to Chartres. I want to go back to Sacré-Cœur. I want to take my wife to all these places because I've been there. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. The Louvre is interesting. I need to spend like a couple days at the Louvre because I've only ever gone for like a couple hours when I'm always with other people. Fontainebleau, Napoleon's Chateau is really fascinating. Anyway, Chart is not spelled Chart. That's an Ethan Ralph issue. Chart is Chartre. Chartre. Gamer says, "Are you Catholic?" I am a confirmed Catholic. I am not actively attending a Catholic church, but I am. I from what I hear, once you're a confirmed Catholic, you're a Catholic for fucking ever. So. Aspie says, Aspie once on, check your jar of yeasty evil. Disgusting. Disgusting. Is there an S in Chart? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just want to go back. I didn't get to spend enough time when I went before. I was with high school. It was like I'm really interested in this. Chart has a unique color of blue stained glass that has not been replicated to my knowledge anywhere else in the world. So CL Hunter, if you want to put clips on my show on Twitter, you can. What I would encourage you to do, CL Hunter, if you want to do the clips of my show, is use the YouTube clip function to do it. That brings people back to the stream. I've never talked about this. YouTube has a clip function. It looks like scissors right below the video, and it allows you to take clips of the stream and share them. And it actually brings people to the video. It adds views to the video. It's a great way to share anything from any of my streams with full attribution anywhere on social media. I fully encourage people to do that. I would love it. That would be wonderful. If you want to share clips of my show, that's a great way to do it. Great way for me. I'm not saying it's functionally great. Okay, next is Bon Necron says, why did nobody point out the lipstick message left by Amber Heard over Johnny Depp's bloody message in Australia? That message was cold-blooded. And they did point it out that it was her who wrote the message when Johnny's testimony. They just didn't focus on what the message was. They might when Amber's on the stand. We'll see. David A. Hamilton says, do you have to be present to be excommunicated? I have no idea. All right. Dabberwolf says, isn't France dangerous in a shithole? I don't know. I haven't been there since I was 15. But a lot of places are dangerous in a shithole, and you can go there just fine. So, all right, guys, that's the end of the show. The show's gone on for 4 hours now, which is, an hour longer than normal, which I'm perfectly happy to do. Thank you for making this shit posting Thursday fun. And we had, just a ton of interactivity today. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics and the stories and the laughter. We will see you tomorrow. There will not be a daytime stream tomorrow, as there is no trial stream tomorrow, and I will be driving to the cities, going to the dentist, and then driving home. However, there will be a nighttime stream tomorrow, and there should be a Twitch stream tomorrow. And if I get home and have sufficient time, I would actually do a Twitch stream during the day too. But we'll just have to see. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like when I get back. E. Malachi says, any news on Vic? Time for Twitch? Oh, fuck. It's Thursday. I didn't even check. This is the problem with it being so attenuated, is I now don't even remember to check. It's been so long and I've been let down so many times. Let's see what we got. I'm guessing the answer is no, because again, I didn't get a shitload of direct messages about it. Nope, nothing. Nothing on Vic. So, but yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Flashcast is Saturday, which I should be on there. Aspie, yes, my Discord account is still the same one. Amber Heard's turd. I'm just going in for a cleaning. I don't do laughing gas for cleanings. Don't worry about it. I had a bad experience with the gas one time. One time it made me hallucinate. I was flying a biplane. That was not fun. Then I threw up all over the place. It was great. Any chance for Twitch movies tomorrow or more Elden Ring? Chance for Twitch movies? Yes. Yes. Okay. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all have a good night. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some lost-splaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an ardbeg, a bow, more of love rug. Spirits glow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lost-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear lost-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have.